Check, check, check. Microphone. Hello. Hello. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Audio, video, disco. Turn it up. I can't hear shit. That's how I walk in the room. Hello everybody, just gonna give it a couple minutes to get some butts and seats and then we'll start. Hope you're having a fantastic afternoon thus far. Clearing my throat a lot, I gotta... got that post-nasal situation. That's not how you want to start a stream. At least not one that's serious news. Serious news for all the sickos. Sicko News FM. Alright, give me like 60 seconds and then we'll start. I got some folks, I got some... Folks, I got... Folks, I got some documents here. I don't know if you heard about documents. You hear about these things? They got information on them that you can perceive. No, that's okay. That's okay. Hello. I want to make it a point to... I didn't set Nightbot to do this, but I want to actually start pointing out, that there's going to be, at the top of the hour, probably ad stuff, and I want to give people time to work around that. I'll try and set up Nightbot maybe for you weren't late. You didn't miss nothing. We hadn't started yet. Hello, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon. It's Thursday. What's going on? We're gonna find out what was... Oh, you were here the whole time. See, this is the thing. The chatty app I use doesn't update in real time, so you going through KI footage? Are you trying to find the culprit? Are you trying to find the killer? Signs of them having had an instinct? Hi, hello, we're here. This is the place where all online. I just realized Chun is like kind of kicking me in the back of the head. Months of footage is a lot of footage to me. It's so... Oh, well... I didn't really, uploading my brain to the internet was a process, but here's what we got. Here's what I got to work with. At some point I want to use a, so there's this thing called Kaleido Face, which lets you move your arms. I'll see if I can do some of that next time, maybe next week. Okay. So, hey, Oomphy. Before we get right into it, let me just lay it all out. I did pin a link to my GoFundMe. If you're enjoying the stream, please, consider maybe throwing that a couple bucks. If you don't have it, that's totally okay. I just kind of, I really do appreciate the subs and stuff, but I kind of do really make no money from streaming. So, and it'll help with my Combo Breaker trip, which is hopefully coming up at the end of May, around Memorial Day. And thank you for the support. Same hat? Yeah, probably. I don't have a hat. I had bunny ears for a little bit. That was an interesting prototype. So, stuff that I maybe missed from the last stream. Let's see where we're at. I don't really want to talk about Grand Blue, but I guess I have to. So I guess we'll just start with that and get it out of the way. So I use same hat for a whole lot of stuff. Don't You're not alone in that. All right. So Grand Blue is in an interesting place. Maybe a month after coming out, this account, Elliot Faye, has been keeping track of some of the character representation over the course of the past month after the game has launched. And why don't we take a look and see where some of our faves are? um, I am a What happened to Grand Blue? Well, um, it's not so much what happened as is what is currently transpiring. Here you can see a breakdown of the character popularity. Siegfried is in first, sitting handily at 6.8%. That's not super surprising. People like an anime guy with a big sword. I think that's that they're putting that Berserk OVA back out on Blu-ray. Discotek had some announcements over the week, and I just think people like anime protagonists with a big sword. um, Maybe that's got something to do with it. Percival bottom two is heartbreaking. Well, give it a couple months. Again, this is we're a month in, and we'll get into maybe the problems with taking a game in its first the first shelf life, the first month of the thing existing as the end all be all. And it's interesting you use the word gaslighting there, Hyro, because that word has come up in a lot this morning in ways that maybe it doesn't mean necessarily. We'll get there. So Siegfried and Vera at the top. That's pretty. Yeah, I see a Grand there. Nier, who will, it goes on down the line. Uh, I'm kind of surprised that Grimnir isn't as popular as I thought he would be. Like, if you look at this, Siegfried is apparently 3 times as popular as Grimnir. That's amazing. um, yeah, are people afraid of Hot Boy? Is that the thing? I don't even know if it's the bumpers. I just think it's a question of is it the anime pro tag with the sword quantity versus because Grimnir has a sword. Well, a yeah, maybe it's the weirdness of having to get used to a mechanic that involves things that a lot of those characters don't have to do. Afraid of being made. If my main makes you gay, I call that a win. Honestly. So then the really nitty gritty detail here is the master rank representation. Nier is in a clear lead, and I feel like there were a lot less Nier master ranks last time. I feel like this shot up by some incredible factor. I've seen firsthand how good Sheesh is. It's interesting, that his name is Sheesh. That's what he makes me say when I'm locked down in the corner. But just Siegfried's way up there, Lancelot is way up there, Belial's way up there. A lot more Lowain than you might think. I think that's kind of what's bubbling just under that surface. Like, even if you were to take the top 5, things that people complain about the most, the Nier, the Sheesh, Siegfried having this giant wave that you have to respect, Lancelot mixing you up, Belial doing whatever he wants. You take all that away, and then bubbling right under that, it's like Grimnir is playing a different game sometimes. Lowain does whatever. Uil, it's always her turn. There's always something under there. It's like you can scrape the layers away and sand it down, but who have I been playing? I have been in a bit of a crisis. I started off playing Belial. I kind of wanted to play La Diva, and then it turns out she's really, really hard to make work in this engine. I'm currently kind of looking at Vera and Zoe. Kind of. But again, I'm not taking this game super serial to the point of like, you know, sacrificing my health to play it. Belial's really inoffensive as a Grand player. I'm glad to hear you say that because there are a lot of really good Grands and Digitas who are finding a lot of success with just the basic tools afforded to you by the game. But at the very bottom, yeah, you do have Percy and Uno and Eustace. I'm shocked is kind of way down there. So is Avatar Belial, and I kind of want to see more Catalina is like way down there. So pick up some, give it a shot. You never know who you might enjoy. Who doesn't really get the rep that you might not want to see, or that you that you want to see, but you don't necessarily, see jamming out all over the place. And I guess by that, okay, I guess we have to talk about the 6LL tweet. I'm gonna go a little bit into this, but not a lot, because I feel like this is being way overblown. Hey, hello. Hey, what's up, Toast? I don't even know that. Okay, so it is kind of, I guess, if you like grapplers, you maybe get to grapple more. I mean, it depends on. Yeah, I'm not sure how to answer that, Hyro. um, I wouldn't say that Ladiva is super high tier again, honestly. um, let's get into the 6XL conversation really quickly. So, the official Grand Blue account posted a tweet about what you can do on defense. A lot of the griping from a lot of people about the way that offense is structured in this game has been around that button, just doing 6XL. It's your, even if they block it, it is still your turn. You can kind of counteract it with a certain range if you scout it, but scouting it is really hard because it's an 8-frame move. Um, to be clear, uh, this won't obviously happen in every situation. You might be able to stuff something that has a gap in a string. People have pointed out like that escape actually isn't real because they delay the 6XL, and something I was doing as a Belial player, I would actually delay my 6XL on purpose a little to try and score a counter hit, because then if that hits in the corner, you get a lot of damage, etc., etc. But again, this post is just basics. This is just giving people who just got the game, or maybe they have the free version and they have no idea what to do about some of this stuff. It's just giving them maybe 20 seconds of of feedback. Unfortunately, this is kind of blown up to be a ridiculous, people saying, "Oh, there's no 6XL in Bossing Say, haha," kind of situation. And I don't think that was the point of the tweet. um, even if it's if even if what they posted does not cover every situation, if Soris does land the perfect 6XL, it's like, okay, say they do nerf dashing light recovery. What then? Then it turns into another situation. That wasn't the point of the original post. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are taking it as if it's the company, the company or the intern saying, haha, just react. And that's not what it's saying. Getting blown up for in a game that has strong offense doesn't necessarily preclude that the game should not have strong offense. Does that make sense? In a let's put it this way. Again, I don't believe it to be gaslighting, but it's saying here's some pretty basic ideas on how to handle the strong offensive options in the game. And the people's response to that is like, no, simply do not make the offensive option strong in the game you wanted to develop with strong offensive options. Instead, make the game that I want. Like, tweets don't give you room to really elaborate on the full breadth of what the solution to a structured offensive game plan should be, because you can't fit all that in a 21-second video. You can go to a wiki for that, but the people who kind of knee jerk and rage about that, who just want it gone, who want the game either sanded down or just want the old game back, where the old game was just more of a walk and block affair, they don't care about that. And so, so those people, I guess my question is, what do you want other than just a game where you blow someone up with a win button? Do you know what I mean? If you don't want a fighting game with strong offense, and you just wanted to walk back and forth and eventually run your air quote game plan, which might not even be yours because everyone is borrowing something from someone else, even if they don't know it. I feel like those people don't want a fighting game, they just want a Skinner box. And that's not really personally why something I find interesting in fighting games or exciting. But if you feel it's worth paying $70 to be the Skinner box test rat and then just, have stuff nerfed until stuff is continually just dry, or if you want to live in kind of this never-ending miserable present where the only exciting things about fighting games to you are this glorious past that we used to have where, you know, or the promise of the future that trailers show us how good it's gonna be if I just spin for one more season pass, then if those are your only two options, then I have some bad news to you about your right now. I feel like we gotta try living in the now a little bit. You have to play the game that's in front of you sometimes, not the one that you want it to be. I mean, I have enjoyed this game for a month, but oh boy, some people are really miserable out there right now. And if you were going to try and make the present moment in fighting games, which is to me one of the best times to be playing fighting games as long as I have been alive that I can remember, if that existence to you is some permanent state of misery, where the only good you can see is of either a past that never was or what some future patch holds for you, then just I don't know. I worry about you. Anyway, that's the end. That's the end of me talking about Grand Blue. Please don't fall super hard into the negativity that some of those quotes and responses are, because I really don't think it was meant to be that serious. Anywho, let's talk about Sega versus Capcom. Yeah, if you don't like a game or the state of it, you can simply stop. What is this we? I mean, good question. That's a powerful question that I wish I had an answer for. I am simply a living consciousness that was uploaded to the internet. I don't have all the answers. But one thing I missed, Sega vs. Capcom, the Eichmann Go game is going to have a beta at the end of the month. I think it's looking really good. It's shaping up to really be a nice looking interpretation of these characters. I don't know that they posted any more shots of this thing. Outside of they gave X some stuff from X4. This game has parrying in it now, which may have been needed because I mean TVC offense is pretty overwhelming, but I do kind of wonder how that's gonna work. Typically in these kind of engines, you get like a push block situation, so a parry is an interesting addition to me. You can leave. Hit the brakes. You can simply admire the cat boys. Yes, correct. I just simply admire things that I think are cool, like this game that's going to have a Lin Kurosawa in it. That's why, I've been telling people I am fully casual. I'm casual. I'm here for this hype ass shit. Like, look at even the menus are. Oh, what the hell is cross fever? I want to know what cross fever ends up being. But yeah, we're a little ways into this month. At the end of this month, you'll be able to play this. You can. It's gonna have Axel and Lynn in it. Look at him. He's gonna have. He's gonna have bare knuckle. He's gonna do it. Um. Also, Eichmann had that alpha rollback. I wonder if any progress has been made on that. I personally do not know. Automatic. Akira's probably going to be absurd in this. If it's anything like Dengeki Akira... Or even if they just, retrofit him with, like, Kung Fu Man stuff. Got Vice. Got Batsu. It's gonna be 2v2, I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly sure. I'm fairly certain. But, there's a vibe here. There's a vibe at work, and I like it. It would be cool, yeah, to have the grody Axel a little bit. Yeah, it really does depend on the game too. I tried out Battle Craze with a friend, like kind of early at the outset, and when it worked, it really worked. But when it had problems, it had some pretty significant problems. Primarily, the main problem is the way that you had to connect was like old school. Send me your whole IP address. So a lot of people are not going to be cool with that. Like up front, you might need to make that a host code thing. Moving on, we need to talk about Iron Saga Versus because it's got Mazinger Z in it, and it's coming out this quarter. And I want you to know that it's the sickest looking shit I've ever seen in my life. I have violated the YouTube terms of service with my ad blocker. Give me a moment while I fix that shit, I guess. This is not how you start a stream. Oh, cool. Thanks, YouTube. Really, really sticking it to me. Mayhaps I oughta. This did not happen earlier. On a different computer. Alright, new plan. I'll just go to their Steam thing. Take that, YouTube. Oh, gosh, we gotta... I don't know. I don't know about this YouTube thing, y'all. I wish John Google... Yeah, John Google should die in video games. Oh, yeah. kind of animates like there was a PS4 game called Hardcore Mecha that kind of was like this. It's Boss Robot. It's Boss Robot. I love him. He is my real dad. It is very SRW too, yeah. A little bit of Super Costly Wars, I can see that too. This thing... You know, we got combos, we got cinematic supers. We got Izuna drops. I'm here for it. I hope the netcode's good. I think they got some screenshots of it as well. I mean, you can wishlist that. That'll be out this quarter, presumably. I don't really know that it has any reason to get like pushed back or anything, but there's one line in here I wanted to. Oh yeah, but in the realm of mecha, the true battleground is often the human heart. Shit goes hard. It's raw. It's peak even. So yeah, also, a game that's been featured on this channel previously. Did y'all know they're making a sequel to Rainbow Core Hypernova? I did not know this. I was not aware of this. And now that I am aware, I need to know more. They're using a new art style. Rainbow Core Hypernova 2 Double Rainbow is the name we're going with. We did a tourney for this over on the Fraud Crew stuff, but this is a very different art style, and I'm very curious to know more. Like, it looks like they're going for like full models now. Like, as you know, before it was kind of I don't know if there's like an example here of what it used to look like necessarily. They're posting like J-Easy memes, so that's ah, okay, here we go. You know, before it kind of looked like this. And you know, it was a cool design though, because you know, seeing it in motion really is believing. It is a free game also, and it has good rollback. It just, the lobbies were a little odd. But we had a great time with this, and I'm very curious to see what the sequel ends up being like. I liked the way that it handled directional influence. So you can get these, you know, you can get your long Guilty Gear style combos and stuff, but you know, you had to be kind of predictive of the ways they tech. It was a neat game. Let's see. Stickman Flash style. Yeah, the OST also kicks ass. And let's see, Punch Planet. I don't know if y'all like that. Punch Planet. That's got a I think an update plan. They're planning where they're going to be doing combo trials. So if you've been out of the loop for a while, the nice thing about this is if they end up implementing this, you'll be able to do kind of like you can do with Them's Fighting Herds currently, where you just import like a combo trial, you know, into the game, and you know, all the notation is right there for you. It makes lab and stuff way easier. I hope they do end up dropping this in, because it has been a minute. They've changed some things. Yeah, and it's got dog. My dog when I yeah. You know, Punch Planet has got a neat aesthetic, even if it's not like, you know, your favorite game, or if you feel like it's a little too 3S influence or Street Fighter 4 influenced. It's got a lot going for it, I think, on its own merit. I'm not sure what that is on Steam at the moment. Let me see. What's it going for? It's still early access, but 20 bucks? Yeah, 20 bucks. 20 bucks, good rollback, cool characters, can't beat it. What else? You got a few people in your locals like in one of their first builds, like 3 keys at Mag. Yeah, they were at Mag like really early too. I remember seeing them when it was like not that many characters in the game, just like hanging out in the indie alley. Like, hey, check this out. We've been working on this for a while. Let us know what you think. Um, they seem like good people. All right. So we've also got a sequel to one I did not see coming. They're making a sequel to Tory Bash, which is not. If you don't know what Tory Bash is kind of the stick figure fighter that a lot of people think like a lot of people think Balls 3D plays like this, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, Nicalis is publishing this. It is free to play, so there's a conflict there. It's like you're not paying Nicalis to try it, but it's still Nicalis, so tread lightly as you may. Nicalis is not high on my personal list of necessarily really reputable and has pulled some stuff in the past, so if you have fond memories of Tory Bash, it might even be worth just going back and looking at that original one. But that's actually coming out pretty soon. That's like the end of the month almost, 24th. But I'm sure a lot of people will be kind of preoccupied with some other games. But there's some game modes in there. They got one where you have guns and you fight with guns or swords. It has replay takeover for some reason. But that is a thing that is going to exist in like 2 weeks. So it's there if you need it, I guess. But don't support Nicalis because Nicalis is kind of poison, if I'm honest. Thank you, Umbra. I'm trying. we try. Yeah, Tory Bash. Unfortunate Nicalis, but also Tory Bash? Question mark. Uh, So let me see. Mega Knockdown is a game that came out. Friends of the channel have done some music and tunes for it and art and stuff. It's got a lot going on for it. It is 10 bucks currently, and the important thing that they say here is that it is that much regional equivalent because, as you're all probably aware, there have been a lot of like regional pricing differences recently that are kind of infuriating, especially with like Arxis and big publishers like Bandai Namco. But this is a turn-based fighting game. It's got good lobbies. It's got kind of all you could ask for. Yeah. It operates on this interesting kind of grid system. Like if you notice the grids around them, um, you'll a move will either move you before or forward or backward in some of these. I like that there's a Steam pop-up in there, though. But yeah, Mega Knockdown rules. Check it out if you're interested. I think is there a demo? I think there's probably not a demo. I could be mistaken about that. Let's find out. It is still early access though, so they are still adding stuff. They have a Germa thing in there still if you want it. That is free. If you just want to use green screen Germa, that's just there for you. Yeah, no demo, but 10 bucks. Got lobbies, good times. We'll get to that Capcom Cup stuff in a minute. Let's get into. So real quick, I didn't know that Chameleon, the Mortal Kombat 1 assist wasn't in the game yet. I guess she's in it in a week from now. So there you go. She's there. That's her render. She's in the game on the 16th. She has this kind of gimmick going on where she shifts between these different modes, so you have to know what mode she's in to kind of best use the effect that she does. It kind of reminds me of like Omen and Killer Instinct when you throw like a certain projectile pattern, you either just got to go in or you just kind of got to go with the flow of the match. And I don't know that that meshes well necessarily with how cameos and stuff currently go with that game, but I just think it's neat. We'll see if she gets used, but I don't know that anyone, much like Grand Blue, is doing the stat work to see who's picking what right now. um, someone's got to be doing that work, right? Please let me know if anyone is. I'm curious. I do not own MK1. I just think it's fascinating to me. um, let's talk about a game called Knockoff. As soon as I catch up with the chat. It's just me. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, that was the new chameleon. She's got she's got bangs. She's neat. Um, so I kind of missed this at the top of the year, like on the 3rd. They had this article about Knockoff, which is a game basically that is, how can I describe this? He-Man action figures, like who would win in a fight, basically. Let me just show you some of that to give you an example. The hit sparks in this are a little flashy and stroby, so apologies for that. In fact, why does this quality look like Garbo? Let me go to the thing. Uno momento, por favor. There we go. Full size you. Click and play. So, that guy's basically Skeletor. Can we pick him back up? That like restood too. That's so this game's got some stuff going on. It's got robots. I'm not adverse to robots. Yeah, legally distinct Skeletor. I'm in. And they have an interview on evo.gg with Mecha Ghidorah, the dev. They kind of go into who they think this is kind of aimed at, their inspirations, the kind of mechanics, a little bit more of the like detail in the art, because they released a lot of these cards with like a lot of lore and art and stuff that you can see on their Twitter. I think it's going to be neat. I don't know that they have a release date plan at the moment. I think they're gonna, it looks like they're gonna be doing a closed beta before like releasing a demo on Steam, and eventually they'll probably have a Discord, although I'm not typically a fan of going to Discords for games. But they got a website that you can check out. It's got everything so far. They got a mailing list, all that happy stuff. I hope that they're Dominican Republic based dev. I like to see Mecha Ghidorah Studio seems to be doing everything right. They have a YouTube channel too, so if you want to follow development on that, you can check them out. Knockoff RD is their Twitter handle, and you love to see indies kind of steal some of that spotlight that maybe you don't want to be hogged by a Capcom. Yeah, Iron Saga, I'm curious about the date stuff on, because January is already a packed month with Uni 2 and Tekken. So anything else is kind of the bulk of people's like fighting game brain is kind of hard set on those two, right? So it makes me wonder, what else is really going to be on people's radar outside of those? Are there people who are like just going to buy those two and that's all they've been up playing, or are there people maybe going to branch out more? I kind of hope, because there's a lot of doom and gloom, that people consider branching out more because there's so much out there. uh, yeah. Oh, my brain is full of yeah. I have all kind of microplastics being all kinds of just filth. What else we got? Oh yeah, Frosty Faustings is still coming up. I would be remiss to not point out that friend of the channel is going to be running some stuff there. Let's talk about Frosty real quick. Um, Polar Bear is running 3 different Vortex Gallery games on 3 different days. Cyberbots on the 26th, Dan Kugo on the 27th, Karnov on the 28th. You know you love some Karnov around here. I'm very curious. I'll let y'all know what the stream ends up being for these if these get streamed. But, you know, $5 games each if you're going to be there. Check them out. If you end up going, tell Polar I said what's up. Dan's Cougar. Daniel Cougar. He's an exchange student. And did y'all know that they're doing a Street Fighter 6 tournament in a Subway? Not like a Subway restaurant, but like in like the Tokyo subway system. Yeah, Street Fighter 6 tournament held by the largest subway system in Tokyo. A 256 person open bracket and a 128 open bracket. Like, how are they gonna fit hundreds of people in a? So I need to know more about this. If you know anything about the Tokyo Metro Cup and maybe the location and like if they're actually doing this in a subway of some sort, please let me know in more detail. I'm very curious. That you're trying to like hit your combos and the train starts coming by and you're like, whoa, whoa, what's going on? The battle train and Footlong's in the prize pool with it. Yeah, like that's so funny to me. um, we're still not sure about I should say the Fightcade update. I do have an insider in a bit of information that says that the coming update might possibly be Flycast only because one of the Flycast devs told them to kind of make the next update specifically, improve Flycast stuff, and they agreed with that. But they may have delayed that specifically again to incorporate PS1, so I'm not really sure. It should be soon though. What I did want to talk about in regards to Fightcade for the moment is this might give us a time frame on when they're going to do that. They have the Fightcade Offline Festival in May that they do. They do one of these every year. This one is in Mikado in Europe at Barcelona. They usually do like an online or like not an online, excuse me, an offline festival. They've done this for a couple of years now. I wonder if they have any footage of this that I can show you. Because Mikado Europe is really nice. Like it's a fantastic looking arcade that I would love to visit and spend way too much time in. Where's the got a whole virtual racing setup? Here we go. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's that's what I'm about. Just the light up sticks for no reason. Glow in the dark. Why do they glow in the dark? Why though? PSX Fightcade might fix me, Valcion. So maybe they'll have an update maybe around that time, like May when they're planning on doing this. Maybe they're waiting for that. Maybe it'll be to get ahead of that. Who knows? I'd love to know. If you have any further insider information on when that's coming, please let me know because I am my crops, they've wilted. All right. To kind of, I don't want to spend too much time dunking on Capcom here, but let's just go ahead and learn about this in real time. So Capcom is adding DRM, Enigma Protector, to their old games. As far as I know, this includes games like RE Revelations and a lot of games that could be heavily modded. It says prevents modding, cheat engine, and reduces performance by up to 10 to 15 frames with stutters. There is a post on the Steam community forums that kind of goes more into detail. There's anti-debugger, anti-tamper measures in an exe. And some games will just crash the desktop and crash your ultra-wide mods. So just let's be clear, this is anti-consumer as hell. And also, paradoxically, it does not do anything because it kind of just ends up reinforcing the benefits of either having games in physical form or just kind of straight up, pirate stuff. So yar, I guess. If this afflicts my current install of Dragon's Dogma in certain ways, it may end up kind of influencing my decision to maybe hold off on Dragon's Dogma 2, which I was really looking forward to. And it's just anti-consumer as hell. Like, I'm glad that people are kind of getting loud about this, and Capcom needs to hear it because, they've kind of been coasting on a lot of goodwill built up by Street Fighter 6 and, the Sunbreak stuff that they announced. A lot of that goodwill is kind of just them shooting it in the foot. So I'd really rather, especially since like Itsuno is still there. Like, don't let Itsuno's dream get shot in the foot by this. It sucks. Hey Suno, what's up? Yeah, like it was a lot of goodwill last year, and people were really like, "Oh, they're really on an upswing." Even with kind of the missteps of, people were saying Exoprimal is going to be dead after a couple months or whatever. And it's like, I don't care for Exoprimal necessarily, but I don't want someone to just got it to be like not be able to play it in a month. That sucks. So it's like the energy that was reading from that now ends up with them doing this anti-consumer move, and then you lose out on those fans who you brought back. So it's weird. It's like I don't know. I don't know what the goal of it is. It sucks. Please, if you have a chance, yell at Capcom for me about it. Let's watch this Panda trailer real quick. Yeah, also the costume pricing. Yeah, like we just talked about that earlier in the week, how the Spy X Family thing kind of got fumbled and how it was unclear, like, somewhere down the line, is that Baki content going to be available? Like, are the servers still going to be up to get that Ninja Turtle stuff at some point? Are you still going to have to pay $15 every time? Like, it's just confusing. And it's just like, stop. At some point, it's like you're already talking about these $70 new game price points and, oh, right, YouTube. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 sec while I go to a place where I don't have to deal with the thing that it kept showing me just now. All right. We're going to watch this Panda trailer, damn it. All right. Just a second. Yeah, games as a service. Well, the model also, but if you think again, the model is there just really for them to keep throwing the rotating storefront thing at people. I have not updated it today. If there was some update between like yesterday and today that I missed, then that might be the culprit. But let me, because this browser's being nice and isn't forcing me to do that, let's do this and see if it kills my computer. All right, here's Panda. Punch each other in the face. Pretty protector. She just like me for real. It is real weird hearing a MMA announcer yell panda, but if it was gonna be anybody, it would be blanking on her name at the moment. She did that Kaneko Man game too. Yeah, these look like panda combos. Oh, down the stairs. She also has snacks. I want snacks. I want to hang out with Xiaoyu and Panda and eat snacks. I can't eat snacks with Xiaoyu and a panda. Why do I even do this? I guess that's how they visualize your guard breaking, is glass breaking? That's kind of a interesting little... Oh, what? How'd they like... Oh. I don't know how they pinwheeled back towards Panda. Maybe Panda's got powers now. Miguel, I really want to know why Miguel is not in the picture anymore. Yeah, every panda can do that, probably. Probably. I know panda behavior. It's not what you think. We talked a bit about Yatagarasu getting an update earlier in the week. I was wrong about some stuff with that because I assumed that Mad Catz was just showing it at events, but no, Mad Catz has a whole ass stage in it. Like they got this in it. Mad Catz is in this game. Like they're like really, you know, they're banking on this. Also, these are the two new characters. I forget her name. Lee something. He's Wugui. He's like a... Yeah, this is a stage though. This still looks pretty early. He kind of looks like he fights like the guy from Match or Melee a little bit. He even does the same, like... I don't know. I mean, we'll see when this thing is like out, but Yatagarasu, Mad Catz, they're Falcon on with Slayer hairdo. I can kind of see that. Yeah, I do hope they let Chadha be good again. But who knows? The other thing, their netcode is a little bit under question, and I wanted to see if I could find the quote where they're like, we did our own netcode. Let's see if I can find it. They have a site, or they have an article on it, on their site, sdgtent.sdgtstudio.com. the section here. Here we go. Network battle support. For Yatagarasu Enter the Eastward, we've implemented our own netcode from scratch so you can enjoy smooth online battles with minimal network lag. This game includes a variety of features such as ranked, lobby, playing while waiting, and spectating. You can use the website Yatagarasu News to check the current match status from your phone, which is okay. When they say we did our own netcode from scratch, to me that signals one of three things. Either it is straight up delay, either it's, they maybe reworked some of the stuff from the previous one and just kind of use Google Relay servers or some weird shit. Maybe they contracted someone to do a form of rollback that isn't necessarily rollback. Or they did the good thing, it's a possibility. But I feel like if you did roll back, you would say it. So it's a little under question to me. I guess for the simple fact that you can spectate and it has lobbies, like that's a good sign. So it's not going to be like Dead in the Water. It'll probably have people playing it just out of curiosity. But yeah, still not super convinced on this one. So also they showed a little bit, like we talked about Sistan already. I don't need to go back over that, but I'm still very curious to what her kit ends up being. Oh, the Steam page does specifically mean GGPO. Well, then that's a good sign. Also, appreciate you, Sasha. Absorb netcode. If it's something like Arica, then sure, I will take that. I will take an Arica netcode over the previously mentioned alternatives. Arica knows their stuff. Okay. So we talked about that. I don't know if y'all know about Shuzen. Shuzen is a game made by one person that to me is seeming real fleshed out in ways. Like I kind of hope that Yatagarasu eventually gets this kind of level of polish going on. I mean, it's going to be it's a different game. This is a game where you go buck wild. Like this is Shuzen is about doing stuff like this to the other person. That's Shuzen. Shuzen, I believe you can. Here we go. If you search for like Shuzen fighting game, you'll find it. You can find a link on the devs Twitter to their site where they have the current build of it. But yeah, it just got a patch. Some of the character routes and stuff were changed, but it's still flashing light warning for this part. It is still a game about going banana. This is just like a character action game, but you just fight each other. Your goal in this is to Devil May Cry the shit out of the other person. It reminds me of there was a Fighter Maker game by a dev called Retsuzan called Metal Gun 3 Shout of the Arms, and that was kind of like this, but this is like going harder than that. So if you like that kind of thing, go check out Shuzen. It's free, it's on their site. You may have to use Google Translate to find the link on here to get it, but it is on here to try out, and it does not disappoint in terms of the absolute ballistics. Are those characters in Mugen already? How? Like, that was fast. Why do I even question the speed at which Mugen travels? That's okay, there was something I missed out that like Bandai Namco had posted, and I'm trying to remember what that was. Dragon Ball Last Chance qualifiers are in 1 week. That wasn't it though. The ACC talking about beignets, which I mean, obviously that's that's super worth it. Oh yeah, they had this retrospective of this is what it was. They had this retrospective about Tekken World Tour from last year that I wanted to see real quick. Combo Breaker. I'm gonna be there in a couple months. I really like Jack 8. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. From what I've seen of Jack 8, I might end up being a Jack 8 player in this game. If I play this game. Big if.
Rage available for Ulsan. Are we gonna see it come out?
What? Oh, not quite yet. Oh, I still in this. He's gonna try to chop his way out. Oh my God! My
Tekken 7's really kind of gonna go down as one of those. Like God, like Tekken 7 ran for like since 2015, was it? Or was it before that? I mean, hey Marco, what's up? So yeah, 2015, like that game ran for an insane amount of time. I'm curious to see if it gets some kind of like some final version you can get on the cheap. So all right. Now I just gotta what am I saying? I have a couple of quick hits to go over. This part of the stream might get a little boring. Apologies in advance if that's the case, but I wanted to talk a little bit, not for a long time, about rollback. Rollback, a lot of people assume is really easy to implement. It ain't that easy. We're gonna watch a little bit of the GDC talk about getting rollback in MKXL and Injustice 2. I won't watch this for long because I want you to, I want people to go look at the whole thing, and I'm not trying to like vulture out here. But just for to sate my own curiosity, and also there's an article about rollback in a game called Inverses I wanted to read a little bit of. We'll just maybe watch like 5 minutes of this. Well, let's call it that. We won't spend too much time here, but I just want to give you a sample of like why some of the ludicrous, like why don't they just slap it on every, like it doesn't really work that way. And I want to get into why. So let's watch a little bit of this and see how we feel. Mute your damn phone.
Because in my dry runs, I fill the whole time, so I'm going to try and finish early for questions.
Dry runs.
I'm Michael Stallone,
Dry.
software engineer on the engine team at NetherRealm Studios. We ship Injustice and Mortal Kombat. What is this talk about? The how.
Yeah, like you can't just click the good netcode button. That is yeah, exactly.
This is not a rendering talk. I know it says 8 frames in 16 milliseconds. I am not a rendering engineer. I will not be talking about the GPU.
Oh, thank God.
This is also not about the network transport layer.
Oh, thank God.
Talking about packet loss and how to cover it up, out of order packet delivery and that sort of thing.
I think Keats has talked about that before.
We are not the
Hi, Vicky.
only people to do rollback networking, but I haven't seen any GDC talks about it, so I thought I would give one. And this is mostly about our experience, the things that we went through when we did this.
Oh yeah, I always forget Gigabash has that. Oh my God. Or that they had, gone through all of that.
Concurrent engineers for 9 months. Roughly
9
man years of work for the initial release, and then ongoing support is part-time work for about 6 engineers.
That's a lot. Hold on, I want to pause this real quick. Like think about this for a second, right? There, Matrified is one guy who makes games in spare time. the workload that that guy is doing per this. Oh, no, this is for a bigger game of a larger scale, obviously, but the work of 12 people who are all well versed in that code for 9 months, 7 to 8 man years. And then you have to have an ongoing support team post launch, and that's like the work of 6 people. There are some people doing that work, and they're just one person. Just take that into account for a minute, in your mind.
Tribute. Our deadline was the Mortal Kombat 10 Game of the Year patch.
Oh right, because this was a
Some background terminology, things that I'm going to end up saying throughout the presentation.
excuse me.
Everybody was on the same page. RTT is round trip time. It's how long the packet takes to get from you to your opponent and back.
Mm-hmm.
Network latency is the one-way packet travel time just from you to your opponent. Net pause is the game is pausing due to having not received data.
There's some vocabulary in here too that I think
is quality of service.
is worth thinking about for if you're playing one of these
for some length of time, you'll be disconnected.
and you have problems, then you know what you're looking at. Does that make sense? Like
basically what the entire talk is about. Injected delay between a button press and the engine response. You press a button, how long until the engine actually responds to it. The confirm frame. It's the most recent frame where you have input from all players. A desync.
Not to be confused with a hit confirm.
About game state leads to a disconnect.
Desyncs, I hate them.
A super deep topic that is a very common networking model used in games all over the place and has been forever. I'm not going to talk about it a lot. There's a lot there. Rollback networking has similarities to Dead Reckoning, usually used in a server authoritative model. I'm not going to talk very much about it.
Thank you.
The basics. We are a hard 60 hertz 1v1 fighting game.
Hard 60 hertz. Hard 60.
Milliseconds per frame. That is the game tick. That is.
That is a good point, sleep mode, and I wanna also emphasize, it doesn't correspond to the type of environment because it's a game that had come out and had gotten a lot of feedback about why it was bad, and then they had to put a team together to fix the specific problems and with it and the specific challenges of like that was Unreal Engine 3 or 4. I don't recall. That is a different challenge than doing it on a different engine and in Scratch and stuff. But I'm just saying that the workload, even though these are disparate cases, it's still a lot of work. Yeah, it is a nightmare.
Our render tick, everybody's running at 60 hertz. Nobody's running at a reduced rate. We are a peer-to-peer game. This is core to
Peer-to-peer, baby. Inverses is also peer-to-peer. I'll talk about that in a minute.
If you're super authoritative, your mileage may vary here. A network packet is sent once per frame. I only call that out because we have not unhooked our networking from our main thread. It is simply serviced at the top of the frame. We may unhook it next game. Standard networking tricks to hide packet loss. This is what I said before. There are plenty of people who make a career of this, handling packet loss, out-of-order packets, and all of that sort of stuff. I'm not going to be talking about it, even though I keep saying it. Determinism.
This is important.
Hugely important for us. I'm not sure how hugely important it is for everybody.
Usually, to kind of demystify this a little bit, determinism basically means that like if you do something in the game, there's a set amount of possible outcomes. Like if I throw a punch, it's either gonna hit, be blocked, like get parried, with like that kind of thing. Okay, just so you know.
Bit for bit deterministic. We fence post many values at various points in the tick. Any divergence is a desync. This is the foundation that everything is built on. That means that when we run in development,
Mordecai, we're just watching a little bit of the rollback GDC talk about Mortal Kombat XL and Injustice and how they added that onto it retroactively. We're not going to watch a ton of this, maybe 10 minutes at the most. I just wanted people to kind of get a feel for how it's actually really hard to do. Yeah.
thousands of fence posts in the
And we did a little bit of news at the top of the stream that you can of course revisit the VOD. But yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, appreciate you. Please check out the GoFundMe in the pinned post and chat. If a share is appreciated if you can immediately donate. And thank you all for hanging out.
That means if you're doing floating point math, you're doing it in the right order on every machine every time.
Yeah, the plus R stuff too had to a lot of
there is the game will play out exactly the same every single time, provided you've seeded your random stuff in the exact same way.
There may be another one, Mutrax. I'm not super sure.
The problem, the whole reason we switched our networking model.
Here's the problem.
Online gameplay suffered from inconsistent and high input latency. The players were not happy. We are a fighting game. That means that responsiveness is extremely important, and predictability is extremely important. People will...
Can I search up Portugal on my browser? Why? Can you? Like...
expect that it works every single time. That's not how it worked prior to us switching network models. We had dynamic input latency, meaning that depending on your network latency that you were experiencing...
Yeah, like Faust...
This is bad for
in a deterministic environment, if a game desyncs, like yeah, Faust might throw different items or some shit. You never know.
You press a button, the hardware injects latency, the operating
not the whole lecture, K Price.
we inject latency, input latency, and then we have one frame.
I don't want to make it seem like I'm, I did say from the beginning, this is an educational stream.
So that's like an overall latency diagram. Lockstep. This is what we used previously before we switched over. This is very simple, but it's what we used for years. We only send gamepad data. We are not sending any game state at all. We will not proceed until it has input from the remote player for the current frame.
That I didn't know.
It's delayed by enough frames to cover the network latency. Little diagram to show you how that works.
Because I always thought, okay, this is an interesting. I always thought that there was some interval where they would send the whole game state to. Yeah, this is okay, and I guess in a peer-to-peer environment that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, see, Lockstep is making it so that you can see how the future frames, like it's thinking, however many frames ahead, and then it'll compensate.
Your frames are coming in from the right side there, and there's just frame by frame for each guy. On frame 1, we get a pad input. Somebody's pressing X for frame 8. This is what I mean by lockstep. This is what I mean by input latency. That button that was pressed on frame 1 will be executed on frame 8.
Yep.
So if you look at Batman and Superman, they're not moving, right? They're just standing.
They're not moving.
Even though you press the
Oh
button,
no.
we won't respond for 7 more frames. Player 2 received this input on frame 6. Still nobody moving. They will respond to this on frame 8. And they'll do it at the same time. The effect is pretty subtle, but Superman started to punch.
He's gonna punch. He's gonna do it.
So that's lockstep. That was lockstep with a 7-frame input delay. Because we had dynamic input latency, that could vary. It could be 5 frames. It could be 15 frames, depending on the network latency you're experiencing. 15 frames is extreme.
15 frames is too much. Imagine playing in.
The present. This is where we are today. Mortal Kombat X and Injustice 2 have 3 frames of input latency and support up to 10 frames, 333 milliseconds, of network latency before pausing the game. The online experience is much improved and the players are happy. So,
Well, some of them are happy.
6 frames of input.
Everyone is happy except the people who have to fight Crystalline Tremor. That's the Crystalline Tremors who are like on the other side of the planet, like that, or fighting you from the ocean, like deep within a chasm from the Mariana Trench. Those type of Tremor players. Okay, sorry.
If I haven't made it clear, it is constant, which means it is completely predictable to the players. And our previous title would fluctuate between 5 and 20 frames.
Have I recovered from seeing that Injustice achievement? No.
This is a latency curve. This is the graph of a percentage of matches played at a certain RTT bucket.
Crystalline Tremor players live within crystal.
But on the left, you have an extremely low latency function. On the
Are
right,
you saying that they're Fraggle Rock?
the vast majority of matches are played under 300 milliseconds RTT.
No, but see, that's the thing, Jasmine. I do, because I thrive on chaos. Like the thing that he's pointing to here, the curve where you want the majority of matches to be within a certain acceptable threshold. Um, I feel like some games now don't have that. I want people to have the smoothest possible connection so they can experience getting locked down by crystalline tremor forever.
T. What's not actually shown here is there could be even one more bucket there for like 300 to 333, and we capture that bucket as
Yeah,
well.
also the MKXL is still a big deal. Like,
Round trip time, we support over 99% of the matches that are being played.
what makes that ironic is,
Definition or
people who don't really dig the newest game, you can always, go back a little. You could always step backwards. I don't know, and I don't know if there's a lot of people still playing 11 necessarily, but MKXL still got a, pretty healthy, thing going on for the most part.
rollback is
I know that's like a blanket statement. I try not to make blanket statements like that, but
send pad data. That's still true. I keep calling that out because a lot of Dead Reckoning solutions will send a lot of game state back and forth. We don't. We just send pad data.
that's interesting because I'm sure there's examples you can find if you search of like which ones of the modern games do send game state. I have this feeling some Arxis games do that. Anyway,
Game will proceed without remote input, and when remote input is received, we will roll back and then simulate forward. Same diagram as before for lockstep, this time for rollback.
you have the barcade near you plays 11. That's wild.
All right.
Do they play Injustice at all?
Same thing with rollback networking. So on frame 1, input is generated for frame 4. The idea here is that we're seeing this with the same network latency that I showed you for lockstep. So the packet's coming across for frame 4. Player 1 already hit frame 4, so his Superman started punching. But player 2 doesn't know that yet, so he's not moving.
In their MK11 or Tekken 7. Wow.
Player 2's end, it's frame 6 already. He's 2 frames behind. He just got data for frame 4. So frame 4 here is our confirmed frame. We have input from both players for frame 4.
As of like Tekken, Tekken is sensible on pad, but
or restore to previous state. We'll simulate.
are you saying just
simulate frame 5, and we will.
they just don't provide? Like, can you bring your own stick?
Frame 6. We will do all of that within 1 frame's worth of time. That's 16.66 milliseconds. Will simulate all those frames.
I would hope so.
Because we're supporting 7 frames of rollback, that's 8 total frames simulated in 16.66 milliseconds in our worst case. So both guys are doing the exact same thing. Superman is punching on both screens, and off they go. They're synced.
Off they go.
Little comparison between rollback and lockstep. Again, Dead Reckoning is another super common approach. Just don't have time to talk about all of them. Lockstep is very, very simple. Because input is delayed, you really
Destroying
don't
the
have
bar.
to do anything. You just play your game as normal. Every frame will start. You'll have input for every frame. It's simple. It's visually smooth as well. You've delayed things so much that there's no hitch.
Maybe they ought to have, a TV.
Online and offline.
I don't want to suggest that your bar should be more like a hookah place.
Rollbacks. We had massive CPU overhead when we were performing lockstep networking. That's a very good thing. If you're not latency sensitive.
I think when he segues to the next topic, we'll switch topics here ourselves here. But
they're both robust, which seems a little silly to show you on the slide here. But our experience in the past with peer-to-peer Dead Reckoning solutions was that they weren't wildly robust. Like it was just constant
Robust
problems. So once you've matured your rollback system and your whole engine is converted over, it's a very robust solution, same as lockstep. Low bandwidth, they're both sending only pad data. You don't have to worry about sending game state, so that's fantastic. Lockstep is not responsive.
I guess the other thing too is
responsive. It's the whole reason we switched. And this last line is not self-explanatory.
yeah, it's a good word.
Single frame latency.
Robust.
What this means is when we were in the lockstep approach, I said that your dynamic input latency could vary between 5 and 20 frames. If we waited for one of your frames to bog over the network or be delivered late, we would have to pause the game. In order to not do that, we would keep an eye on your RTC
you don't want
over
that.
the past several seconds, and we would change the amount of input latency we were experiencing. So you would basically
I
run
can
from
count
fight
on two
to fight over the
hands
course of a fight,
and
which meant that a
more
spike in your latency would actually persist for quite a while.
the times where I've gone to play a
That's not
game
the case with
and
rollbacks. On
it
every
just starts slide showing.
that's the only latency that matters. You will essentially, like, if
So
you
that's what he's talking about when he means like
frame
lockstep
drop some
stuff.
packets that you bogged, you would immediately recover, assuming the packets started coming in again. Very relevant for wireless connections. What do we do first when we bit this thing off? The first goal was to get an idle character rolling back. Just two guys standing on a fight line doing nothing. We turned off almost everything, even essential things that we would have to use for shipping. We would turn off physics and IK and particles, the entirety of online, actually, which sounds kind of nuts, but we wanted to make it work locally before we hooked it up online.
Some interesting to note here. Sometimes when devs are developing netcode, they'll create like a well, I guess you would need a test server, right? Like, there's reports from I think it was like Virtual On, where someone was saying that because they got an early copy of the game, they would like be playing with the devs, and I feel like that's an awesome experience. um, and there's a lot of people getting into it in the indie state. So if you are interested in any of this stuff, you should reach out to some indie devs because you may just help play test and QA the next big thing.
So we started doing serialization because we knew that was going to be, the tent pole of this. Basically, you have to save every single frame, and you have to be able to restore to those frames in order to roll back. And we had a debug mode called set rollback frames. I say 7 because that was our decided number of rollback frames we would support. I guess as a point of clarity, I keep saying 7. Earlier I said we support 10 frames of latency. That's the 3 frames of static input latency plus the 7 frames of rollback, which gives us the total of 10 frames. So this rollback, set rollback frame debug mode was something that we ran with constantly. Everybody did it.
I think the fastest button in that game is like 9 frames or 11 or something. So that's actually, again, that's...
I'm sorry, I really don't think I explained really what was going on there. The set rollback frame 7 is every single frame of the game will roll back 7 frames and simulate forward. In the case of no divergence or no remote input from your opponent, visually this does nothing. Like, it looks like nothing has happened even though you rewound 7 frames and played them all back forward. So that's
It's also kind of like if you have Windows game capture going and it's recording what you're doing real time. So if you hit window key plus G, it'll save that clip. Like, it's kind of the same dynamic because it's just your computer like going back and capturing a state and then like saving that state, and then you don't notice. Kind of a similar thing. I think we kind of Tekken 7 is 3 while MKXL is 7. Wow, yeah, that's yeah, that's what it was. I was thinking of that GoSoQ tweet. Thank you, where they were talking about the early released Oratorio Tangram dev build. Yeah, like that's wild. In fact, let me see. Can I find that real quick? This is a good talk. You also definitely check it out. It's GDC 8 frames and 16 ms, rollback networking in Mortal Kombat and Injustice 2. Definitely worth the watch. I know Mutrex, you were saying that there's a different one. I'm not super sure. I have not looked for the second one, but we can make it a point to find that in the future. Where was that post? Real quick. I won't spend a massive amount of time on this, but it was an interesting. Here we go. When Virtual on Oratorio Tangram was being ported to 360, builds would be uploaded to a dev kit only network in order to check performance, and builds from other studios could be seen and downloaded. That's what it was. So I remember testing the netplay and matching with someone from another company who downloaded our build. PartnerNet. That's the yeah. Like that's how the GoldenEye HD remake got leaked. Like that's crazy to me. Video games, they leak sometimes. That's how they leaked Sonic 4. What? Oh gosh. It's really, currently it's hard to not have stuff just, you know, to have people peek behind the curtain, but I did want to talk about this Inversus thing real quick because this is specifically rollback that is peer to peer. You can just find this by googling, Inversus rollback. This is from 2016, and this kind of goes into a peer-to-peer rollback implementation that is for not a fighting game, but again, this is really just for people who think that it's like easy to do, because it's not. This kind of goes over a lot of the information that you just saw. He talks about like latency, determinism, restoring a state. Um, once you implement into the game, talking about game logic, at 60 FPS, because obviously that would be different if it was 30 FPS or something like that, because you're sending twice as much data. It talks about like 4-player. That's important because like Flycast doesn't quite have that yet. I know Blue Miner was talking about working on that for stuff like 4-player Power Stone and some Dreamcast stuff that's kind of known for being 4-player, like Choo Choo Rocket and stuff like that. I feel like in the future that's going to be way more important for games that are 4 players because there's a lot of 4-player games that maybe people don't have the luxury to meet up in person for. Like there's a giant COVID wave going on. Realistically, you want to maybe you want to play some Mario Kart. You want to do 4-player couch co-op and 64 stuff, and you can't do that necessarily. So wouldn't it be cool if something like that eventually came to like MuPen or but like the process of grafting that onto that is not simple. So these are important. This is important groundwork that people are doing. Like they talk about segregating the game state, doing this in C, which is the debug thing he talked about, where you would have builds that are just in debug, to doing specifics and like deterministic input. It's all here. Frame advantage. One thing that's a problem with Parsec and why Parsec is not a perfect solution for stuff that isn't rollback is it's always gonna be host advantage. There's always gonna be host advantage. If unless it's like some perfect distance between the computer doing the hosting and the 2 players, or more than that. So this is just stuff I've been like looking at in recent weeks. Just kind of. Oh, let me catch up with the chat. 1 second, sorry. Oh, Gears got leaked on PartnerNet. That's why. Why don't fighting games do dedicated servers? I want to say that there has to be at least one. Dedicated servers, because I feel like Multiverses did that, funnily enough. Because if you remember, they were like, oh, we'll be back next year. We need to shut this down. And a lot of people didn't like that, mostly because they were charging for stuff. And now they're just like, well, see you later, suckers. Brawlhalla does. 13388H4X on Reddit here says, I have to stress server here. Servers aren't magic. They can't get your opponent's button presses to you faster than a direct connection would. The extra middleman is not just increasing round trip ping. Servers are the wrong tool for a job in the 1v1 game. It's not something other than fighting games need to do it because server equals better, nor is it a matter of making excuses. The main benefit is to balance the load for like a big player base. That's true. I think that it made sense for multiverses to do that, but also it just because of when you add that extra layer of Warner Brothers rotating storefront as your top level of that gets shitty. But yeah, Brawlhalla is kind of nailing it still. Brawlhalla never stopped being, like the cross-play benchmark for a lot of people. Um, yeah, Metnafend also, yeah, Metnafend has a ton of shout out to Emu Paradise, Yuri Bacon. I'm doxing myself a little bit. um, so yeah, what else we got to get to? There's a couple more quick hits. There's a there's a video essay I can't remember the link for, and I apologize, about a PS2 game called War of the Monsters. That game I didn't realize you could play on modern consoles. I guess. Because that thing's just this is just on PSN. It's like $5, so I don't know if this version of the game is worth playing. But however you can play it, you can play it. Some of the confusion in the replies to this are like, wasn't this the one on Neo Geo? And it's like, no, that's King of the Monsters. You could just simply you could Google that. That's not that's not that hard. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see if anybody's like playing this on PS5s. Like, is that a thing? uh, it's on PSN, but I don't know. Yar. uh, Oscar 120 limit over is a perennial fave of mine. I know I'm rapidly switching topics here. I got a bit of that weird brain. Sorry about that. Wait, they have a what has a oh, you're talking about fighting herds with the pixel lobby. Yeah, it's a good lobby system. Um Oscar 120 limit over has a good interesting combo flow to it. Uh Usually in this game, much like Phantom Breaker Omnia, if you are near a wall, and shout out to Sailor Vic, who was, one of the first people to point this out to me. If you're near a wall, your combo is over, because the wall will force your combo to end. I wish this would load because there's a side switch situation that a player named Miyazaki figured out where you can kind of switch the direction of your combo early, and it enables like stun routes a lot easier. Why is this not loading? Please load. I really want the stream to see this. I may have to go back to the other browser. Give me 1 second. Hey, Griffey, what's up? Yeah, a lot of them are either the big combos are usually either mid-screen or they'll do like dash links. Like Asuka herself has a combo that's just you just kind of end up linking dash links, and it just goes on forever, even to spite the corner. Um. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Change to this here thingamabob. Are you gonna load now? Eh? Eh? Thinking about it? Man, Elon's pivot to video really paying dividends. Okay. Any day now. Well, this is unexpected. Oh, why is it this bad? I don't understand. Pivot to video going great. I truly don't get it. I've tried this on multiple browsers now, and it's like, nope. Okay, I've my only other option is I do, I hmm My only other option is I download the video and then try to show it to y'all that way. So I guess that's what I'm doing. I am now just straight up downloading the video and I'll just show it to you that way since X has gone to hell. All right. So I can close this tab. I just want to get this out of the way. I wasn't sure who had qualified for CPT so far. They just got a site on on sf.esports.capcom.fuck where you can look at and see who's in the running for that. Like currently it's Angry Bird, Gachikun, what was that, Hitbox? Not sure. I'm not really calling it X. I'm just Chris Wong with Luke, Travis Styles with Chun. I think it's Kusanagi with Ken. Snake Eyes, the only Geef. Dookie. Dookie JP. What a name. NL Luke. Kaba Guile. Kaba had a funny meme going around earlier where he's doing this great math face. Namikaze XM with DJ. Japin from South Africa with DJ. You love to see it. Phenom with Ken. Garnet, Dawson. Big Bird with Marissa. I think this was DCQ with JP. Bravery, Cammy. The only Cammy so far. Kawano just qualified. That was a couple weeks ago. Or a week ago, maybe. Mr. Crimson, Sim. Are there two Sims? Two Sims. And Rain Pro just beat Ending Walker, but I think Ending Walker might already be in. I'm not sure. But they got a whole bunch of other... Like, I don't think there's any shortage of... Y'all probably don't even need me to talk about Street Fighter 6. Look at all these other qualifiers they got going on. That's a lot of people who are all going to be fighting for way too much money for me to care about. That's not the only Dookie, is what you're saying? Yeah, Fudo and Gachikun, I think, both qualified already. I want to say same with Ending Walker. Like, Ending Walker had a tweet about that recently, but you would buy a .fuck domain, Djibouti? Same. All right. Let me see. How do I show y'all that clip? Oh my god, it's so loud. All right, 1 second. I'll get this up and then we can do something else. Whoops, that's not it. Cancel that. Where did it go? Garo. Oh, yeah, Garo, Garo is cool. Garo's pretty cool. Let's add the thing that I just downloaded. Or Windows could hide it from me forever. That's cool too. Oh my god, that's too good. Okay, well anyway. This is what Miyazaki did. So I switch out of the corner and you get dizzy. Like it's pretty sick. Also a throw too. So if you sit there for I think this game has like I mean, this game has a throw system where you have to break that wall. Like, It's like Smash. But I hope more characters get stuff like going on like this because it would get way more bonkers. I'm very excited to play this game with people Common Burger and see what goes on with this game at Frosty. Anyway, that's the clip. No thank you to X for that not working. Alright, so there is actually still news. There's more news. I don't know if I covered this, but in brief, a friend of the channel, Deepel, was on a podcast. If y'all like podcasts about anarchy reigns, friend of the channel, Deepel, was over at CRT Sound System to talk about Mad World and Anarchy Reigns. They talk a lot about the soundtrack that is on Spotify. You can check out CRT Sound System. They go over both games in detail, and if you have ever enjoyed an Anarchy Reigns, you know how good that soundtrack is. They get into it, and it's good. It's a good time to listen to. Please check that out. Also, friend of the channel Go Lower made a video about Checkmate Showdown that I want to look at a little bit of. Mostly, I believe, in the context of, is this game worth, the price point, which is a weird thing to talk about. Again, earlier we were talking about how, like, regional pricing has been a kind of a big deal. Oh, right, YouTube. Wonder if I can update this to thwart this in real time. One second. You gonna work now? You gonna work now thing? You gonna stop giving me grief? Oh, suddenly now it works.
Checkmate Showdown.
Whoa, that's loud. All right. Let's check out a little bit of this. I did not get to watch this earlier, but I have been very curious about this game. A lot of Checkmate Showdown's initial impressions were very mixed. And let's see what Go Low thinks real quick. We won't watch all of this again. I want y'all to go check out these videos. That's kind of the secret purpose of this stream. But
Entertainment and Bad Res Games. This new release combines the world of chess and fighting games in the same way the meme sport chess boxing combines chess with actual physical combat.
Chess boxing.
Now, before we go any further,
The
I want
jizza.
to preface this
The
by
rizza.
saying I don't know how to play chess. I don't even know the names of all the pieces. I am a fighting game player who saw something with fighting games attached to it and wanted to check it out. Accessibility and onboarding have been pretty big topics of discussion in the fighting game space for the past few years, so I was really interested in seeing if Checkmate Showdown could potentially be used as a middleman in bringing new players into full-blown fighting games like your Street Fighters and Tekkens. In that respect, the game does a little bit of everything to expose new players to a variety of fighting game mechanics by making smart use of different situations that can arise during chess. Raw, Checkmate Showdown has 4 buttons: light and heavy attacks, along with a jump button and a throw button. The game even offers a dash button if you prefer dashing that way. If you've got some blue meter to play with, you
The
can
night piece
access
kinda
the
goes
one-button
hard.
special moves. The game doesn't have motion inputs, and I think that's to its benefit. Checkmate Showdown is a chess game first and a fighting game second, so having motion inputs would likely negatively impact the potential enjoyment of its primary audience. For that same reason, it has a very simple combo system. In basically every fighting game, combos that do upwards of 30...
I would like to point out for a second also that does kind of, in a sense, shield it from the criticism of, oh, well, this character's moveset is to this, and this character's offense or defensive options are to this. It's like, but it's chess though. You would engineer the game that way to have your stronger pieces be theoretically higher up on a theoretical tier list in terms of character strength, right? Like they would beta test that. So maybe that's a cause for greater criticism, but that's part of why I think this game is interesting. Um, just wanted to offer that analysis real quick. The nice default pose is sick. Yeah, that's true.
percent of your opponent's health require a decent amount of practice to learn, but that's not the case here. Checkmate Showdown's combo system feels like it was designed with button mashers in mind, as you can get a good amount of damage out of mashing the light and heavy buttons once you break your opponent's guard. Unless you really want to optimize your damage output, you can just mash. Light into heavy into special, a baby could figure that out, and that's all the combo theory you need
A
to
baby.
get far in the fighting game aspect of Checkmate Showdown. Of course, the
I want to.
player with better fundamentals will always win.
I'm gonna organize a Checkmate Showdown tournament for babies. I'm gonna have the baby battle.
Out in these situations, but a new player can instantly feel like they have some degree of high power. But there's more to it in the situational moments I mentioned earlier. I don't know what
Yeah,
these
the baby
situations
bracket.
are called, but bear with me. Different game states can trigger one of two different fighting game mechanics to be added to your play. The first is the addition of a yellow super meter that goes above your health bar and is done by hitting both triggers on a standard controller. The second
To kind of real quick, I did want to address that, Ninja Bunny. It's the accessibility part really should just be part and parcel with the game itself and not like a selling point because you want the most amount of people to play your game, right? The thing about it is that's not like code, that's just on its face like that's part and parcel with the game. The game is the game. uh that's a shallow way to put that, but when the idea is if someone is brand new to fighting games or chess, they're supposed to be able to kind of find a home there either way, if that makes sense.
gives the player a taste of team fighters when you gain access to an assist character. You won't see fighting games add and subtract mechanics between matchups and the like, so this does give Checkmate Showdown its own bit of intrigue and would, in theory, give smart chess players the room to work toward forcing these states of added mechanics to their benefit in the fighting game portion. As you've been seeing throughout the video, different chess pieces have different fighter properties, and as you'd expect, some matchups feel way better than others. So as much as you could force states of added mechanics to your benefit, you could also go matchup hunting. Seeing how different each chess piece is from one another in combat has been really fun, and the team behind the game obviously made an effort to show new players some of the cooler elements of fighting game character design. We've got an armored grappler, a pseudo puppet character, and the king has a special move where he sends out his pawns like minions to hold the enemy still. On its
Go
face,
forth.
It's extremely understandable and accessible
Hold
for people
down
that have
the
never
chessboard.
touched a fighting game. But if you're like me and you're coming into this having never played chess, Checkmate Showdown makes no effort to teach you how to play it. In game,
See that? Okay, that's the part where I was curious as to like whether or not they would have, chess resources in there, because that's the missing component for a lot of people. If you're gonna, to your point about accessibility, fighting games are probably easier to teach than chess. Probably, in a broad sense, two characters on a screen. Once one of their life bar depletes, the game is over. That's a closer goalpost for most people in your mind rather than, hey, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 16 to 24 pieces on this board, and they have to all murder each other.
places you
Anyway.
can move with a selected character do glow different colors so you can't make an illegal move, but that's the most the game attempts to teach you how to play. There's no tutorial.
Also, we the difficulty component does come into the discussion, but that's what I mean is does it teach you both the fighting game component and the chess component? That's what I was curious about.
lessons, no tips and tricks, no anything. And I think that's where the game really shoots itself in the foot. Comparatively, I think you can have a lot more fun going into a fighting game blind than you can going into chess blind. The rules of fighting games are incredibly simple just by looking at the screen of any given game state. The way you win is by hitting your opponent until their health bar is empty. With fighting games, a new player can do flashy moves and land some random combos and see their opponent's health bar drain without knowing much of anything. But with a game like chess, with a lot of individual moving pieces and a not immediately apparent set of win conditions, it can leave new players incredibly confused with what they're trying to.
I do kind of like how the piece will just walk up and slap the pawn and they just evaporate. That's kind of funny. That gives me like that's giving like Archon. Did y'all ever play Archon? I don't know. No, you're right. And accessibility is a broader concept than just for fighting games, and it's a broader conversation than just talking about difficulty, but it is kind of one of those words that people tend to use as kind of weasel words when they mean other things. So, like unfortunately, if you want to talk about like how the Souls community kind of ruined talking about that for a lot of people, like that sucks. It sucks that it's like harder to talk about because the way that people's tunnel vision has made it harder to talk about games in a broader context. Sleep mode, the Fritz mirror is a good one. I saw someone say, not Sam Show, but what was the other one? I saw someone say Koihime and Poo. Because when you get a counter hit in that game, you hear this boing, and it's a really good way to teach you through audio visual feedback that like you did something wrong if you hear that sound. You did something very wrong. Yeah, but that's there's like 6 more minutes of this.
to accomplish.
I would say again, go check out Go Low his video. Oh, I have not subbed. That's embarrassing. Go check out the video. There's a lot of content on that channel that I think is great. There's stuff about chain combos I think is interesting. Chain combos, excuse me, that I think is interesting. One about lost media that's really good from a month ago. That I think still doesn't really get the attention it deserves. Golo makes good stuff. What else we got? Let's check out. I'm just gonna in real time here see what's going on. Gonna open the internet and take a big whiff. Oh, I guess CEO Reg went live, so I don't know if you're. I personally dare not ever venture into Florida again, but if you're looking, if you're around, and you got nothing else going on, in your Daytona Beach endeavors, then that's open for you. Last Blade 2. Last Blade 2, much like Alpha 3, is both a great candidate for that and also the worst candidate for that. Because depending on how you feel about like power or speed, you either get locked into a mindset where like everything should be like power or everything should be like speed. Does that make sense? Like, Mordecai, I'm so sorry about your Florida position. I do feel like you should at some point evacuate to greener pastures when and if you have the option. But Mutrex, I'm not sure when they said that. The waters were muddled a little bit there. I guess you would have to go look for Jabali's stuff to find that out. But CEO Gaming's. They got some stuff up about it. I personally am more into what's going on with the Frosty and also the stuff that is going on for the main event for that thing that is in the 25th. So can someone remind me if Uni 2 is going to be out by then, isn't it? Uni 2 is in like 2 weeks. But let's see. They got also just again, I could not be more excited to go to Combo Breaker. If you got to pick one, if you can only go to one major a year, I say make it Combo Breaker, personally. Showing a little bit of my bias, obviously, on this channel. Hey Alex, what's up? So now that I guess we've looked at that, did I miss anything with the indie fighting stuff before we get into some of these articles that may bore you to tears? Tough Love Arena is having... Oh yeah, Tough Love Arena is cool enough that they list their events on their site. Like you can just play this game on their site and they list events. They do free onlines every Friday apparently, so that's cool. A lot of people get this confused with Rainbow Core because they had similar looks, and maybe that's why Rainbow Core Hypernova 2 is changing its look a little bit. I look like this. That's me. That's me T-posing at all times. Oh yeah, Ease Laugh got an update. Ease Laugh, if you don't know, is a free game. I know they've been working on a sequel for a while. But Ease Laugh 2 is shaping up to be something special. I think you can get early builds if you subscribe to their Patreon. I got hit by that. That was... Wait, where did that even hit? Hold on. I want to see that again. You did what now? You teleported way over there, and you reappeared under my shoe, and then clipped me. Because I... Wow. Okay. Well... Oh, take it easy, Joe. Joe, I'm probably going to raid over to you once you're all good and set up. I know that's in like 2 hours. They are having a Vampire Hunter monthly over on Joe P. Reel's channel, by the way, at 7 p.m. So I might not even go that long today. But Vampire Hunter, always a good time. Why don't we... Okay, in that case, I might do some quick hits here and blow through some of this stuff. Battle Craze, big favorite of the channel, is quite possibly getting an update very soon. You can check out, they got a... So this character, Latiriana, is a... Much like how Belty Blood has like your different moons per character, this is kind of a different moon or side of the... This is the heal version of the grappler in the game. Let's... I really like what they did here with the changes to like the character specific meter. Like there are fans who are like happy or booing. Like look how they're holding the signs up. It's like keeping track of the heat you're bringing to the ring. I like that a lot. That's a really neat thing. Hopefully that's something to look forward to. I know I believe Janice, one of the main animators on that, either has a Patreon going on or is doing commissions. So you can check them out through the Battle Craze Twitter if you'd like to support. And I really do suggest doing so because Battle Craze is one of the kind of best things to come from Eichmann Go, if I'm honest. So, oh, Mutrace, you're posting an update within the next hour? Sick. We might get to witness that live. That rules. Um, we'll definitely be checking that out. Something I was curious about is I don't know if y'all saw this last year. There was this game called Steel Combat, made by Aiding. Aiding made this for Oculus headsets, I guess, and that was the only real way to play it, and you can't buy it anymore. There are some interesting, like, ratings on here where they're like, this is unplayable, don't buy this. It'd be great if it worked with the Oculus hand controls, but it doesn't. And then after the fact, I don't know if any progress got made on this, but Abic, aka Novasonic Run, was pointing out that there's a way, you can make this game playable. You would just need to make the camera rotate. So this is like a long lost aiding thing that is preserved in some ways, but you would just need some modder to come along and make it so that you could reposition the camera, get the get the VRs, like yank some of the VR stuff out of it, I guess. Yeah. Also, it was DRM'd. Like, I don't know if there's meta specific DRM in it, but like if you look at this, like, this is an aiding game through and through, but just it's got like this circular arena thing going on. But if it didn't have that, this would just be a Gekto Ninja Taisen game, or like a, this could be a Bloody Roar. Like, I wonder, if they got mode changes in there. I wonder if there's like the kind of stepping you do in GNT4 and Super GNT and stuff. Like, there's like, this could almost be Super Climax Heroes. Maybe they just took some of that engine and were like, all right, well, we'll give Zuckerberg some robots and see what's up, see how they like it, and then they didn't. So like, I would like to see more of this. You can bounce them off the camera, like that's a cool idea. Like, if you can bounce someone off the screen into a juggle, that's fucking sick. Like, I don't... Yeah, Steel Combat. Someone please update me on the status of this. Because who's to say, like, what if that Hunter x Hunter aiding game comes out and people aren't super into it? Then what happens? Like aiding is not a one-trick pony. Aiding has made a bunch of cool stuff. I personally still like DNF. Thank you, Sleep. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, it's like if Holosseum was made by Aiding. That's a good point. I'd like for that to be in a playable state where you don't need a fucking Oculus for it, is what I'm saying. Alright, so what else we got? There's a couple articles from friends that I want to plug. The first one, I hope I don't necessarily have to go to Substack for this, but we talked about, like, during the Grand Blue section of the stream, we talked a little bit about that game plan stuff. Friend of the channel, Heather, on the ADHD 2i Substack, has a nice breakdown of ways you can go about doing that. Um, things to take into account, what you have to do, what your opponent has to do, what you do against your opponent. A lot of good fundamental write-up here. You should absolutely go check out Heather's article, ADHD's Fight Club. Some good stuff. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like Substack, but Heather writes good stuff. So if you are basically trying to breach the algorithm and find good shit there, there's still good writing there. It's just that's not the fault of the platform does not dictate what's there. So and it's hard to get some writing to take off elsewhere in other places. Like Medium is kind of polluted in weird ways. Co-host is kind of weird. So yeah, can vouch for Heather. That's the homie. I also wanted to briefly talk about if this link works right. Page not found. Okay. Is the article not there? It was there. Did it get pulled maybe? I hope y'all didn't see that. Why don't we copy just this part? Maybe that's the problem. Oh, page not found. Okay, maybe it's Well, since that's not there, I'll plug this one instead. There's one called "This Does Not Have a Name." You know what? Maybe I'll have to link to this through Twitter. But there's a lot going on here. There's kind of a breakdown of fighting games, chess. We talked about chess for a second, and violence, if that makes sense. It's a bit of a heady read, but if you like to get into like player psychology and stuff, This Does Not Have a Name has some great write-ups on that sort of thing. Medium is unfortunately host to a lot of the algorithmic spew that is the fire hosed onto the internet when you're just looking for like something specific. It's like going to show you a bunch of weird Medium stuff before it shows you what you actually want to see. Oh yeah, Shears has been doing some writing, and a lot of it is really good. I'll link to it in the notes on the VOD for sure. Um, and definitely seek out more kind of homegrown writing is the thing. You don't need to be reading Serlin or S-Kill in 2024 and all that shit. Last couple things. When I was talking about Melty Blood on the last stream, type Lumina and current code, I didn't point out that you can go to play.meltyblood.club and you can just nab that community edition this way, and you can learn it and you can find people to play through it. Like they just got a whole thing set up right here where you can just, through a myriad of ways, find ways to enjoy Melty Blood. Play.meltyblood.club. I'm gonna, if that gets the cosign. Like if we wanted to learn it, and I click it here, they got videos, they got good beginner characters here, they got links to wikis, they got ways you can watch matches with, to learn matchup specifics. Like say you're having a problem fighting one character with your character you like, you go to melty.games, you pick your Melty Blood of choice, and you can pick like what groove you use, what character you use, the groove the other person you're losing to is using, the BS character they're using, and you can be like, I want to see them lose, and there'll be a bunch of. I'll give you an example. I play V Akiha. Let's find if I can click the right Akiha. There she is. I hate fighting against Where's Hime? Here we go. Full Moon Hime. I don't like fighting that character. I can select whose wins with the character I like. I can filter this by whether it's online or offline. I'll go online for. Oh, you know what? I'll do both. And then we hit search. No results. No one has ever won. I tell you what, we'll leave the moon blank. Let's just see. All right, here we go. And it points you right to the minute, like the exact time code in the VOD where you can just watch your character of choice beat down that character you're having trouble with. And that's a really nice feature, I think.
この組み合わせが変わると聞きました。どういう日本語がよくわからないので見ていきましょう。はい、始まっていく。決心対して声でカウント取っていく。
Oh, she woke up DP, of course. Oh, I got hit. No, no launcher, no. Ah, pillar. That is the bane of my existence. Ooh, nice cross up. Momiji loop. Set up the puddle. Flame tongue pressure. You're gonna have to pop this puddle eventually. Never mind. And it kind of gives you like some tactics to work with. It's like, okay, well this character likes to fly around a lot and throw pillars and do annoying cross-ups. Well, maybe if I start shielding them like they just did, you know, I put more mix-ups in it. I force them to block my own flame pillar. If they hit me and I have meter, I can circuit spark. You start to kind of formulate just little pieces to put together in your own matches, and I like that sort of thing. This block string, flame tongue, air dash back in. Pressure. Oh, nice. She's dead. Never mind. Block this. Nice. So yeah, just an easy way to, you know, games need more learning curves where you just are able to just go right in. When you're like, I want to see how I do the thing. Show me some stats. You can look up statistics here. You can see like who's the best user of the character I like in the world, and you can just watch all their games. You know, even if you don't want to emulate that, you can just click on the wiki and pop into training mode using the way to obtain the game right here. I prefer Concerto because Concerto will bypass the whole like needing to use IP, exchange IP address thing, and you just hop right in and learn. More games need more. Pardon Ninja Bunny to use the term again, but accessible means of, you know, getting it, learning, and then connecting to other people. I can't vouch for the Discord stuff. I don't, again, like I said, I don't really tend to go out of my way for Discord to Discords, but oftentimes I find that if you're really interested in a game, people will find you. So, you know, that's worth keeping in mind too. You fell asleep? I'm sorry. Did I do it? Did I put you to sleep? Damn, that's incriminating. Hey, so this is not fighting game related, but I also want to point out that we are, what is today? The 11th? We are 20 days away from the game that is going to make me quit every other game.
I can't remember. Not a thing, only I feel a yearning, something I never felt before.
I can relate to being EP.
Could this be joy?
Bloodborne cars. I'm so in. I'm sorry to say that when this comes out, I might be quitting every other game. Got the Akira bike slide? Like, come on.
I will be merciful.
Oh, this is the realist game, K Price.
Don't you hear the hunt calling?
You've only played the demake? Well, I got some news for you. This is the best one since Twisted Metal Black right here. I'm gonna play the hecko out of this. You're gonna be able to race his moon presence. We're in 20 days. I'm excited. Let's go. I'm sort of kidding, Haro. I'm sort of kidding. Sort of, kinda. I missed that Duels of Fortune apparently has an unlock all option on the main menu of it. I might not play that right now. I want to do 3 things real quick before I actually play some video games. The first thing I want to show y'all is, maybe I'll put this up to a vote, but y'all ever play Sam Show on Game Gear? What do y'all know about that Game Gear Sam Show? Can you race as a squid? Maybe. I don't know. The game's not out yet. Buff, you know, but Bunlith may have done that. I don't know. I like how when you teleport with Hanzo in this, you go up in the air. This fucks. This owns. I may need to play some Sam Show Game Gear today.
現実アクションサムライスピリッツは宝から4800円で12月16日発売予定です。
It's a strange looking Amaxa. All right. 2 other quick things. Because we started the stream talking about the Grand Blue Bat takes and such, and I don't want to focus too hard on bad takes. Hold on, let me undo what I just did. No one will ever know. I'm gonna undo what I just did. Okay, let's look at some good takes. Just good takes, real quick. I'm gonna show some good takes. I'm gonna shield Night Hunters real quick because they're going again. They're going live at 7. Then I'll practice a game or 2, and then I'll hop over. We'll hop over there and see what's up. So, time for good takes on the internet about fighting games. There's a part of this thread that I want it to get to, but I don't want to get into the whole thing. Well, there's a couple of these, but it's popular / sold well / everyone's playing it is a poor substitution for validation, and if you apply this to any of the other art or hobbies in your life, you would feel incredibly shallow. I 1000% agree with that. Like, not to latch on to, internet opinion as in a ready-made way, but that's just good life advice. Because a lot of the opinions of people who are, looking to, again, indulge in that kind of eternity misery present, really want to only deal in absolutes. Like, they only want to deal in a game that everyone is playing and not the game that no one is playing. They only want to deal with the game that always makes them feel good instead of like not me. I mean, and that's an understandable thing up until the point where you apply that to anything other than games. um, and Path of Flip talks a bit about ranked here and why ranked isn't technically meaningful because it's just practice. I want to read this part. Fighting games are diverse and beautiful and have something for everyone, and the moment you realize you'll have a better time finding something for you than trying to convince yourself that this thing would be for you if only X was nerfed by 8%, then you'll feel truly free. A lot of the things that modern fighting games do to make the game more approachable to newcomers contribute to people feeling like they've hit the ceiling of the game within months of competitive play. DLC can help this a little bit, but in general, this is what you signed up for. This isn't bad for most of the people who play those games because they're not going to spend their lives on it, but it does feel bad for the people who dig the deepest into the games because they're not going to feel as rewarded for their efforts. When players get into new games, it's fun to be excited alongside or the new excited people, but if your motivation to play the game dies when the lights go off on its last evil main stage appearance, you probably didn't actually like the game that much. To further to that point, I'm trying to think of how to word this. This again, I don't want to just seem like yeah, it's like if your goal isn't to make that joy communal or that discovery communal, if that's not what you're there for, if you ostensibly if you just want to play these games for money, you're already all starting off on the wrong foot. um and you can say that well, once things get optimized too fast, or once all the staple combos are figured out, then there aren't combos worth learning anymore. And that's also stuff that contributes to the maybe the game isn't the game that you like more, like as much as you think you do. If that's the case, like um if something like a 6XL really really bothers you, an 8-frame move that does have counterplay to it, like again, Belial can just do his come give daddy some sugar walk towards it to get out of it. Like Cease just has a straight up frame 1 parry. If that's not enough for you, then consider in great detail, or enough detail to sate your desire, notating what is enough for you, and then find that. Yeah, like you can't like Dash is kind of like, what Dash reminds me of in that CVS 2. You can't stop on a dime in that game. People act like you can, but no. So it's a lot of month 1 belly aching. And the stuff that is constructive criticism does get drowned out in that, and I do want to recognize that, but it's hard to do that when there's just so much negativity. Like, and here's the other good take I wanted to talk about, because this is Mr. Aquaman, commentator, who was talking a bit about the state of Mortal Kombat. I'm going to read a bit of this. Thoughts on the current competitive Mortal Kombat community. COVID killed a lot. WB killed and is currently killing a lot. And every day I see the community killing itself with bitches and with bitching and lack of an actual focus or purpose. I can see it in most people's gameplay and content that most of you don't even enjoy playing. That's applicable to more than just this game. Like, and to go ahead killing itself with bitches. Sorry, in video games. It's good to sleep. It's good to know when something is of well-made quality, but not something you personally jive with. That's valuable. I'm sorry, Hyro. Please don't clip that moment. But it's like you gotta enjoy playing it though. Especially if you're just gonna blow most of your day doing it. Like, what are you doing it for then? So just recontextualizing why you're doing what you're doing, that feels valuable and meaningful. Mr. Aqua goes on to say, there's a lack of expression and fun. There's such a staleness to everyone's copy paste play. And that kind of leans back into, well, if there's money on the line, if you're playing for money, you're going to do the most air quote efficient thing, right? Um but yeah, that's the thing too. You would, if you enjoy your games for the discovery, you end up, I think, experiencing more variety in them. And capitalism, I'm about to start rambling about capitalism. I don't know if you could tell that I was building to that, but I am. Capitalism would lie to you and tell you that the only value in this stuff is whatever makes number go up, whether that be your win counter, your, your followers you get because you posted a cool clip. That's what's meaningful instead of the content of the clip itself. Like, it's, your stature because you gone to this many events, you got this many wins. Like, that's worth more in the capitalist lens than you doing things that are actually meaningful, that benefit everybody and not just the individual. People who organize these things, people who stream big events, a lot of the people who get left in the dust by this stuff probably don't see it that way. So, oh, take it easy, Sleep. I appreciate you coming by. I just wanted to talk about some of this because it's, I see it every single day. Um, top players can definitely do more, but I don't know how do we achieve that. Money talks to them, and that's about it these days. See, capitalism. We need their full support and a whole. We need their full support a whole ass community years ago. It's probably going to take them going broke to realize it, but content creation will keep them solo focused and fed. That's part of it too. I am guilty of it, but I try my best. Another part is that our community has almost been as many events as active members. There's less of focus on one of a few places. I don't know about this part because it's worth having a lot of stuff to look forward to. I am curious about Shinfield's take. I will look at that in a second, but I also don't know that again, Aqua puts forward the idea that here offline is the answer here. I'm not so sure that that's the answer. Because it's fucking expensive to run these events. But the valuable part here, again, pointing out that, the number go up is not the solution. The root of the issue is way deeper than that. And critically, he ends with, please see this as a hobby first. That's extremely valuable to, I think, a lot of the people who are really young and impressionable, whose maybe their first game is a Grand Blue or a Street Fighter 6 or a Tekken 8 or a Mortal Kombat 1 because... Oh. Okay. I see the take. Thank you. We talked about we already addressed all the Grand Blue stuff at the top of the stream. I don't need to go back to that. But that is funny. Well, not even your Cozy Fun number. Like, are you someone in the space of that game or any games that people want to be around? Are you welcoming? Are you a good steward to your community? Stewardship is something that maybe needs to come back into the fray. That's what I would say. Because stewardship is how you continue to make this stuff meaningful. That's all I wanted to say. Again, I appreciate y'all watching. I am probably gonna play for a little. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to 7, y'all. I'll be honest. But if you like the stream, definitely consider supporting the stream. I have a pin to GoFundMe in the Twitch chat and also on my Twitter. Trying to trying to get some rock around money together for Combo Breaker and also just in general, like survival money. Like, I need to eat to live, apparently. Who knew? And you know, if you can't right now, I appreciate a share of the stream or the VODs. I always appreciate y'all coming to hang out. Sunday, I'm going to be doing an IRL stream with a webcam and everything. I'm going to be playing some Ghostwire Tokyo. I've been really enjoying that. I'm going to try out Ultra Kill for the first time. Whew. And I kind of want to jump back into like Paradise Killer, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, video games. They're all right, but you got to have good stewardship for them. Did you just quote the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in my chat? Oh my god. Okay. Let me see. Let me see something here. I'm not gonna stop the stream so far. Don't go anywhere just yet. Tell you what, I'm gonna practice some stuff here. Oh, just in time. You just posted the update? Sick. Let's check that out real quick. And then maybe I'll play a video game or two. But I'd absolutely want to amplify this. Beast of Mystery. It's been a really cool game. And the first update for Beast of Mystery is live. Juggling combo changes, adjustment to move properties, changes to jump cancels, and much more. Link below. Let's go ahead and amplify that. All right. Happy to see it. This is awesome. Oh, we got tunes now. I didn't even know the... That's so cool. I like the future funk thing going on. Ah, see, that drops now. You can't, now you gotta have routes. We love Mothman around these parts. We stand a moth who is also a man. We also stand a goat who is also a man. Oh, this is a game of a game of Scrungle. They're here to crungle. They're like, what if there was a messed up little guy, and he fought another messed up little guy, and he was like, hey, I'm just a goat man. It's my birthday. I got a fire axe. Ryu Goomba? No, actually, the person right next to you in chat is who made the game. Yeah. Beast of Mystery. The update's out. Go get that. It's on this at the Beast of Mystery Ichigo. You can pay $10. You get the alpha. You get in there. That's a good game. It's got a lot going on. We're fans of it. When I say we, I mean me. The consciousness of one Aaron who is on the internet. Who is stuck here. Tell you what, to go free. Hey, you can't. Goatman is not Curry Goatman. K-Price. We are not discussing the Curry Goat. Not yet. Like, there is a time and a place and a hierarchy of the Curry Goat. One is not simply curry goat off the cuff. You need prep time, okay? You gotta marinate that thing. You need spices. You need preferably some pica pepper sauce. Y'all know about that pica pepper sauce? See, y'all don't know. Mothman knows about the pica pepper sauce. This track is fantastic, by the way. I don't, Mutrex, I don't know if you I appreciate you, Umbra. Thank you for hanging out. Always welcome. Flatwoods, my goat. Flatwoods monster, my beloved. Flatwood monster, I am available to hang out on Saturday, which is when I am available. If you are available during Saturday, during the hours that I also am available to hang out, Flatwoods monster. If you are available on Saturday, please hang out with me in the Flatwoods or a venue of your choosing. I apologize, Betrays, for just going through the clips of you patching this stuff out, but it's I think it's, you know, the people need to know about Mothman. Mothman has been a constant in my life. Mothman might be watching this stream. We would never know. Whoa! Is that a did that gravity just kind of get what happened there? You know, making games is hard, folks. Definitely. Please support Moodrags if you can. Oh, Neko ATM TL. Yeah, shout out to them. That song goes. I'm here for some future funk and some cryptids. That's like my two genders that I have. Can a cryptid boy and a future funk girl hang out in one cyber brain? What if they were doing that right now? Oh, they went through the floor. See, I thought there's a glitch in like CPS2 games. You've probably seen that one in X-Men vs. Street Fighter where Chun-Li will just head stomp Juggernaut repeatedly through the ceiling, then they'll screen wrap back through the floor, back through the ceiling. Like, I thought it was that. You're saying they went the opposite way. That's amazing. Yeah, Beast of Mystery, check it out. It's out. The patch is out. Patch out. Ow! Alright, I'm going to take a quick break to run to the bathroom, and then I'll be right back with some Garo. And, yeah, see y'all in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Alright, I have sort of returned. Give me just a sec. I'm gonna close that. And you know, there's the stuff that I need to figure out in a training mode situation. So I guess that the best way to visualize this is if I use the Steam version of Garo for a second. Just for a second. That's probably what they're going to be using at Combo Breaker, right? Or, I mean, they said PS4, I think. Thank you, Text. So, why don't we... Why don't we just pop on that? Quick, fast, in a hurry. And I wonder if this will actually show up. Interesting. Yet again, it's doing that thing again.
Only winners.
Dang it. All right. I have to hear it from the beginning. I'm sorry. It's how it works around here. Every time you do it, you need to hear it. So, try again. Certainly they existed.
Those blinding. Those consumed with. But here,
They do not exist.
only winners and losers here.
For here, the mighty rule. Can we talk about how cute it is that Terry and Rock are like eating in and out in that one thing? I just think that's cute, personally. Alright, so... Rock's a good kid. Does all his homework. You know, something I couldn't really nail the other day? I want the good one. No, the good one. I said... okay. There's a much faster way to do this. And if I do that at the wrong height, I get owned. So, whoops. Okay. Although, like, that was a one-hit dive kick. That was weird. Typically, you want 2 in a super, but I don't know if that's. What's the odds of that hitting is... There we go. Just little things like that that are like trickier than they seem that I need to work on. Like the feint stuff is easy. To me anyway. Like, but something I wasn't really incorporating too is down A plus B, this move is amazing. This is her blowback in KOF 11, and in this game it's her like anti-overhead, and it hits from forever away. You can cancel it. You can kind of stick like one character a length away and just be like, "Hey, what's up?" And it's like really hard to scout. Like that works. can put this on top of them, like force them to like do something. Whenever you want, you can walk in. Maybe not whenever you want. Like some characters have parries, but not parries. How come I'm missing that link? Whoops. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Whoops. Well, I don't know. Jenny's fun. I still don't know. In a bracket situation, here are my options, right? Terry mauls really hard. Terry is a rushdown monster in this game, but some people are kind of just used to him. Like, I dropped that link. Like, also that's the danger is you drop one of those feints and then someone punishes you for it for a whole lot of your life. So kind of got to get used to just... Am I okay? Thank you for asking, Terry. I'm working on it. Let's see. That, like, either one of those lets you do a meaty, one of those, which is good. Ideally, if you're picking Terry, you really want second player Terry, though, because you get way more feint links, and it does way more stun, and it's real painful. You get to just be in their face for a year. Oh yeah, this is important too, being able to do a beat up, but like break it. Can I set them to block? Guard, Alright. Okay, so this is useful, sort of, but really what's useful is that, like, that's good to know. What else am I missing here? Oh yeah, when you're like farther away, your options kind of get a little limited because none of your buttons really reach. Jab is good, but like canceling jab into that is better. Like you wanna be in their face, so you can ask them if they're okay or not. I just want to know if you're okay, Grant. Whoops. See, that would get me murdered. Don't do that. Okay. Huh. I also feel like I might see, Jaehoon is really... This is good up until they guard cancel you once. You also really gotta hit the combo if you're gonna be doing this. Like, I also feel like I'm not quite sure what to do other than that, because that doesn't give you much. There isn't a lot of like mix-up other than throw. You can do overhead, low. I mean, a lot of this stuff, it feels like you lose your turn to me. You have not a lot of invul options. Like, Jaehoon's flash kick is not great. If you do the feint one, which I'm having trouble... that, like, that's not super good. as in contrast with some of the really good like moves you can break in this game. Like that move is like, it's okay at best. It's not really like a good flash kick per se. You're just doing that to keep yourself safe, sort of. Let's see. So I have no guard. Can I hit 3 of these? Come on. There we go. 3 of these into super. That's a new goal. New goal post. 3 of those to super. Damn it. Ikimasu. Not it. That's the goal. The goal is not that. Not that. Nope. There we go. That's what you want. As a prospective you know, as a prospective martial arts taekwondo fail son. That's your goal. And I don't know. I could bust out like Freeman. I have a Hotaru, sort of. Hotaru's at least kind of. She was such a monster in Battle Coliseum, but in this game, I feel like she's weird. Like she has Shun head stomp. On counter hit, this will say 3 hits, but it's not real. If that makes sense. I can talk about Hokuto Armor in a second, I think. Wait a minute. Wait, really? Oh, that doesn't work. Huh. I learned something today. I guess I always assumed that the D version would work. That don't work. You have to do 214B. I also have not landed the jump once after that because it's kind of hard. Okay. There we go. Flashing light warning. I'm always doing that. You could just do, you know, fireball if you're gonna want to reset them into something, stuff like that. What else works? I think you can do. That doesn't work. That works in Battle Coliseum. You would want to launch them and do like crouch C into super. I don't think that works in this game. That's the wrong one. What am I doing? Yeah, that first hit just kind of makes that impossible. Let's do a little Hokuto since you said that. Stay there. Go here. Go there. Go anywhere. It's a world tour. Primarily, he's just a lot of running D. Like, if you, let's see. Well, keep doing that. He's kind of just a lot of this in my mind. You can, because off of that pressure, you get to fake out this string into a throw, into kind of. It's a lot of 6XL. Yeah, this is a neutral skip. But yeah, you use the backdash kunai to set this up. You can just walk in and do that. That will get you killed. Don't do that. Cola. Let me set him to. I wanna. The bluey. Oh, that doesn't actually... Whoops, wrong one. That's the one. And you set up thingamajig. Oh, what's the other one? He has... Oh, right, that. You do... Okay. Super. That's the important one. Yep. And you can just run away and chip them once they get frustrated. I could play Hokuto Maru in said event, but I don't know. Like, I think he has some trouble spots is the thing. Like, he kind of has a problem anti-airing. Like, this takes a while to come out, and it's not like... that doesn't work. Can you do... I guess you can do that in the super. I didn't have meter. Like, so that's usually your big confirm, and then you just back off and frustrate them. Though sometimes do that if they commit to something, or he has an air throw too. That is kind of important. Like you kind of have to be so preemptive with him in like guessing them trying to guess their way out of your harassment that you get to like punish them for hitting you, if that makes sense. The issue is I don't know how good I'm going to be in the moment of trying to do that. like I'm not as moment to moment brained in Garo with a character like that as I am with like some of these characters. Like I might as a gag like just I think Free was still funny, but you can't actually link. I wish you could just link this. That would have made him, like, sort of okay. Because you could at least, at that point, if these weren't god-awful slow, and if they actually hurt... Also, the input priority kind of makes that impossible, so I don't know. They just... Whoops. Can I set them to... I can't set them to attack, I just realized. Oh, yeah, I can. What am I talking about? Oh, yeah, he doesn't really have, like, ways to build meter, either, is the... Other than this. Like, you can sort of whiff Rekka, but, like... Kine has, like, 2 meters by the time you're getting 2 of these out, if he's, like, good. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do the other one. I guess I'll practice a little Kevin. I don't want to play Kevin, though. Kevin players... Oh, yeah, it does work. You can do 5C feint 2C, or 5D feint 2C is really hard. Also, it only combos in the second. Hang on. I want to try this real quick. Oh, come on. There we go. That didn't combo. Try it again. Do or do not. Can I set gauge? Just, I don't know, for right now. The input priority really screws that up. Stop attacking, please, so I can... Nope. Incorrect. No guard, please. No guard. Thank you. That. You have to do that really slow. I see the problem now. That Link is kind of a motherfucker. Like it's. There we go. 3, 4. Got it. Like if you fuck that up, you end up. I don't know. Freeman's fun, but maybe not for this. Maybe not for an event where there's going to be innumerable killers. You know what would be a funny surprise pick? Devil May Cry. What if I just... What if I just got kick'ems? Whoops. I'm probably gonna lose to a Khan. Like, Khan is so annoying. Just sits there doing this. You want to complain about 6XL? Fucking this guy is just... People will rapid fire this in a way that I am not good enough to be doing anymore. Just my... Yeah, Al Dante. The most delightful. You can set that out. They can't do nothing about it. This character is bullshit. Is this target combo? I think it's he doesn't even need it. He can just run away and throw these all day. That's what. Was it Is it far to? I do not remember his target combo. I know it goes into that. Is it just listed here? Am I just whack? Oh, they don't list it in here. What? All right. Well, that's a weird thing for this port. I don't know. Maybe not Khan. This cast is so cool. This game owns. Alright. It is 6:07. Got an hour to go before Joe and them start. Maybe I'll do a little VSAB? I don't know. I guess let me know if anybody wants to play VSAB, but I'm really just trying to get wrap my brain around some concepts I haven't been focusing on for a while. more so than just trying to, like, you know, make it a grind or anything. I'm just trying to bring back to the forefront the kind of the point of some stuff for me, if that makes sense. One second, I think the game is really low. We need hyper sound. What if I ran Oh, my buttons are set for both sides. That's not what you want. Let's fix that real quick. It is a top 5 of all time. K-Price, easily. Like, I think that is undisputed. Like, even if you are burned out on this game, it is still pretty undeniable as an aesthetic. So is Vampire Hunter, but that's a story for later. I'm gonna reset this because I messed up, and frankly, I want to hear it again. Gosh, golly. Oh, all punches is the good one. I actually thought her stage was the... Yeah, we got those still, sorta, kinda. Whoops. Oh, maybe I don't have the... Yeah, I don't have that part. La la la. Oh yeah, you can really mess with people with that. Miracle. Drop the link. Drop the link. Come on. Hands. Can't you do, Yeah, I like how chaotic it is for Agony, but it's trying to communicate something that I really like. Like, it sounds like what it says it is. That button is so good. Her jump strong is kind of a war crime. She can double jump with it too, like... God, this game rules. Like... Let me see something real quick. Like, I'm probably, against my better judgment, I'm probably gonna squelch, probably. Just for that. Like, that's an well, hold on. I didn't really... Come on, get the short hop part down. What? You had that. You had these. You've been had these. This character's kind of... Blah, 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 blah. Sometimes you just do pengies. You don't do that, actually. That's a terrible idea. The only Dark Force you really do for him is, no, wrong one. That one. Because this gets you out of setup sometimes. The armor. But then the deactivation can get you hit, so it's like, alright, well, maybe don't do that. Just maybe not. Maybe don't. I guess that doesn't work on him. That does, but... Yes. Yes. VSAV. It's good for your... VSAV is like the Quake of, of fighting games. I could try to have my terrible QB. I don't want to say terrible, but yeah, really, I want to play frickin' Lele. If I'm meow. Practice my pendulum cancels. I want to go off screen, baby. Is it faster to do air dash with that or? Oh, that did I just learn something? Wait a minute. How did I cross up like that? How did I do that? I actually might need to know that. Man, that's the important thing. Is you wanna Tenrei at every miracle. Miracle. How did I cross up with that jump, with that air dash medium kick? Like, I'm still perplexed. I don't know how I did that. That's gonna... I truly don't know how I did that. I'm gonna need to read up a little bit, maybe. I'm trying to, like, sneak a Tenrei in there. But my inputs are not very clean. There we go. Oh, right. Just like in Vampire Hunter, if you do that and then you try to pounce, the pounce is just for mix-up. The pounce is just to be like, what side am I on? Because you can delay it. Like, you can walk up a little and, like... wait a minute. No, that didn't... That's just normal grab. What the heck-o? There we go. You're like, I'm over here now! Haha! Oh, that was cheap. Like... The spike ball never fully hits on the ground, I feel. There we go. That's how you want it to hit. Akuma dizzy. Oh, it didn't dizzy. What? Why didn't that dizzy? Usually Akuma statue, to my knowledge... Maybe it doesn't always do that? I'm learning so much in the... in the few seconds that I've had this open. Whoop! I thought that sold the corner. Can you steal the corner that way? I guess not. Oh, that's done. She's so fun. Lele, my beloved. Let's see. There's a couple people in the lobby with okay connections. I don't know that I want to necessarily bother them. If that makes sense. Let's do mummies. It's mummy time. I'm definitely not playing Mummy in bracket. I am not Chikyu, obviously. That link is weird and finicky. It's funny, you know what my favorite Anacris is? Fighting Jam. Like, oops. How you hold from hell like there we go. I was gonna say. Whoops. The move, schmoove. Yeah. Now, what in that combo? Nothing, Mordecai. I'm just messing around really until Joe is until the Night Hunters bracket starts. Then we'll probably raid over there. I'm just cartoon inaccurate. I do like that Anacris is kind of just not bound by physics of the world that we live in. Like, I say we, I mean, really, I mean y'all. I live in the internet. Let's see. Okay, potentials I could pull out in bracket. QB if I was not... I'm not super confident in QB, but... Because the thing that's demanding about QB, you gotta be doing a lot of this. You gotta be doing, you gotta be schmoovin'. You gotta Magneto that shit. You must mix. You must mix. And I'm really bad at that from the left on this side. Granted, it's like easier with some buttons, but like yeah, this shit. That's the wave. And I feel like the less you do it, almost the better it is. But you can be so clean with it. I am not as clean as this side. It's like way easier for me on this side too. I don't know what it is. Like if you can hit those double overheads consistently, you're probably pretty good at Vampire Savior. And every now and then you throw that shit out. What's the confirm to this thing? Is it light kick? How do it's that, but I That shit is so fast. Like, QB is amazing if you really want to go fast. I don't know that my wrists will survive the weekend if I go into that weekend planning to go fast and not much else. um, this character is notorious. The curiously attractive fish guy. He fish. Still got that link from V-Hunt, because obviously command grab off it. Does he still have the thing where you can backdash cancel? No, he does not. He does not have. He lost that from. Still has that. All right. Water jail. I'm not charging it right, but okay. It's funny. I'm so used to the way they handle projectiles in V Hunter that now playing this version of Fish is kind of hard. Oh yeah, that he can yeah, he can just be like, "Hey, what's up?" and then hop back on it. That goes hard, actually. He said, "Wait." Yeah, and you just loop this, you run up on a bar. Actually, the CPU and the training CPU, I think, gave up there because oh, you can low hop. Oh, you mean like fuck. I'm not super. Yeah, I have not used his Dark Force obviously very much, but because everyone who plays him just does the, they're here for this. They're not here for that. They're here for the Yuri and shit. They're here for the cheap ass unblockable. Like, which granted, if you have the bar and it'll checkmate them, then yeah, you do that. But wasn't the thing with Dark Force is that like when you're on it, it's armored? I'm trying to remember what the benefit of doing that was, because like you don't want to get put in the corner in this game. And I think that was the idea is you're using it as a corner escape, so Bishamon can't just like ES loop you forever. I think. I mean, don't. Like, I obviously can't really set it up, but I think that was the idea. Does he have a... In V-Hunt, you could do... In V-Hunt, this is a link, and it's not here? I'm realizing? Oh, no, it is. It's super fucking hard, though. What the fuck? That's so hard. Why did they make that so hard to do? I mean, I get why, because it was nuclear, but... They probably made it that way because just people in V-Hunt would just do this and get like, half your life off of it. They changed the air fireball from being like a up to forward input to a normal air fireball, so that's cool. if you like to yeah, I'm not sure what to call it either, if I'm honest. They made that do way less damage. They were like, no, thank you. Like, it's just interesting to have played like a ton of VSAV of not VSAV, excuse me, of V Hunter Bishamon, and then come to this Bishamon and be like, what happened here? Like, I know, like from a certain range here, you can just you whiff that to. I don't know. I am not good with Bishamon in this game. I have a Bishamon in the easy version. I wonder why they made that link so hard, though. You gotta, like, really time that shit. It's like 1, 2, 1, 2. Like 1, 2, 1, 2. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, like, okay. Like, it's like 1.5. Well, no, we'll tell you what. We'll try and, I have never done this. I'm gonna try to use the Lua to learn it, because I've never actually learned how to do it, and this will be an interesting thing going into an event where people will already be super fucking familiar with it. I think to set this up though, okay, how do I do this? I need to set player 2, set directions player 2 is holding. Okay, P2 holding right. Okay, okay. So it's just, oh, that's fucked up. That's not okay. Why? Capcom, you... I truly don't understand. I think maybe in the way that they really wanted to nerf the links, the dash links from the previous game, somewhere in that, there's just some weird proxy block shit that happened. Like, why? Though. Okay, so it's... I'm probably too close. I had it before. What does it need to is there like a good video of it on the wiki I can look at real quick? I'll look in just a second. I was just curious. No pressure. I feel like it's like, do I have to? I probably. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I have to come to a complete stop, like after the move, like right where his foot, there, like where his foot touches the middle of the plant in the foreground. Like if his right foot is on that, then I'm in the right range. That's how I was looking at the Like, I'll do it again. Whoops. Damn it. There, right there. If his foot is like right where that is, then it's unblockable. That is silly as hell. I don't know how I've never like sat with this until now. Oh yeah, I guess also the HUD, because like it's also just past the super meter. So no, that is a very good point, because you can't rely on that from stage to stage, but you know, there are some absolute Bishamon killers who just know, like, because they have a feel for it in terms of like the timing. I had just never actually sat down and tried to learn this prior to now. Somehow. Whoops. And then you just do it again. Oh, whoops. I want to get a loop going. I want to get the rhythm before I end this stream. Okay, that was unblockable, but I messed up the... No, stop doing the ES one. Stop. Hey. To... I think my inputs aren't... Is it easier to do those or these? Like how? I guess that's the question is... I obviously need to do the whole motion. That works. Oh yeah, I'm good. We're how's it going? we're just doing some I'm practicing this silly unblockable, and then at 7 we're gonna raid over to the Night Hunters tournament for Vampire Hunter over on Joe P. Reels channel, friend of the channel. But yeah, we're just chilling. There's we did a bunch of news just to catch up at the top of the stream, and just been talking about Grand Blue and stuff. I appreciate you lurking. Are you talking about the penguin loop? I think I've only seen that like once. I think I saw that in like a combo video and like never again. Oh, that's 2. Almost. Okay, we're starting to get there. Oh, you're... Okay, yeah, the armor one. That one's kind of like, it's kind of like the one he just has in Hunter, actually. On Brew. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. On Brew. It's probably easier than that, yeah, because that one is like diamond hard. Like, thank you, Flo. It's always nice to kind of try and get back in the groove of things. I did say earlier on Sunday, I'm gonna be doing some IRL, you know, stuff with the webcam, and we're gonna do some single player games, some Ghostwire Tokyo and stuff. So if you're around on Sunday, you can come through and hang out. No pressure. Again, appreciate y'all. Just chilling at the moment. I wonder if this is easier if you triple tap. Or like, if I double tap the ES at the end. I'm starting to get an idea, though. Damn it, not that time. Oh, yeah, shout out to Cameoing. I hope they're having a great day. I appreciate... Also, actually, because I'm going to be ending at 7... tell them to check out Night Hunters on Joe P. Reel's channel. I probably won't be around after the next like 20 minutes, so I'm just practicing this silly unblockable. Don't pay no mind to me. It is a little easier if I double tap, but I'm still not quite there because I'm not waiting on the foot part that I was talking about. Damn it. Why? There we go. This is so interesting. That's too early. I can start to tell. Pushing back, way back. That's it. That's what it is. This is so weird. The timing to dash back in too is also really tricky. Because you don't want to fully input a dash. You want to like forward back and then forward back again, or like forward back, like 664 66. Not that time. This is gonna break my hands one day. Interesting. I wonder. I mean, the problem with trying to Oki in the corner is they can just roll out. But I guess you just at that point you just backdash and like they're still. As far as leverless, it really might be a character specific thing. Like leverless probably makes QB a dream, honestly. Like it lets you be way cleaner in your your dashes. It probably makes 664 with a lot of characters that are demanding of like dashes a lot easier. At least not easier in the sense of, knowing where to place and implement that stuff, but just the ease on your hands. So, the thing about making it click, and I mentioned this a little earlier, but I guess I'll just give you an example. Like earlier we were talking about QB. Like if you look at my inputs during this, if I'm going to the air dash with her at the lowest possible height, I need to do 6-9 like on your number pad really fast. Like this is really hard on my thumb. It's easy on this side because I'm moving my thumb towards my hand more naturally. But if I'm on this side, it's really hard because I have to put like my whole wrist into it, and that motion is really stressful on your hands. Unless you're like so used to doing it that you can do it without a second thought. So it's like doing that on hitbox. You at least kind of have the benefit of it's just you doing the 2-tap, and you can kind of like, more consistently do stuff like this and be in people's faces. I guess wait, my stick is acting funny. Oh, please don't break on stream stick. Okay, we're good. We're good. Sorry. I need to tighten this spring. But it's stuff like that. You have to kind of use it in the way that, like, old versus games would have you do tri-dash stuff. Like, the idea is you're going between a high, a low, or a throw, right? Because everyone in this game has a God, what is her command grab? The fucking needler thing. Shit. So, that thing. And that's not even that good, because that sends you full screen and you don't want them to be full screen. But, like, at least kind of, like, if you're in a situation where someone's pressuring you, like, say say I'm being bullied right here. I'm like, get in that corner. Now I get a... I mean, even if they roll out of the corner, I can just back up and be like, hey, what's up? What side am I hitting on? You also can do this while you have this shit out, so... if you just want to hold down the neutral, throw a big ball of honey, is what I'm saying. She doesn't do a lot of damage. She's just pesky, much like a real hornet or a wasp. You're like, please get off me. Please stop. And you're like, no, I won't. I'll never stop. I'm going to sting you for the hive. And then you're like, it's my time. And then the next one, it begins anew. I'm not good at landing that in a combo. Like I am not the QB I'm not a QB player. Oh yeah, Lord Rat. If you want to talk about characters that are real good on hitbox, let's talk about let's talk about Zabel real quick. I don't know if Vicky's in the chat or anything, but so this creation again, I'm way better doing it on this side. This button has unblockable frames. You just combo into that, get your knockdown, you read their tech, and you're like... It's the same like high-low thing. You can back off and build bar as much as you want. They gotta chase you. You put the onus on them chasing you down. Then when they think they get in, you're just like, hey, what's up? I'm over here. What's up? I'm over here. Have a mix-up. Hey, I'm over here. Command grab. Off the command grab, I'm bad at the timing of this, so excuse me, but you definitely get a really meaty air dash light kick off that. I'm just bad at it. Like, what's the Evil Scream one? Evil Scream is not that. Evil Scream is not that either. Like, someone help me out. What the fuck is Evil Scream in this game? That. Okay, I was gonna say. God, I do not have a Zabel. Like, oh, that's Death Voltage. Wait, what the hell is Evil Scream then? Oh, okay, Evil Scream is Evil Scream is this. I'm so used to doing Evil Scream that I forgot that Death Voltage is not called it. Can you tell I don't play this character? Not really. I was gonna try and pick them up in Hunter, but they're hard. Like, this guy just mauls and does not stop mauling until you're dead, and you're like, what happened to me? Like, just. Then sometimes you think you're safe, and he's like, yo, what's up? Get dunked on. Oh yeah, a lot of the benefit of playing him in Hunter is you just end up chicken blocking. Like, you know what's really absurdly good in that game? Chicken block into this shit. I've seen people do like chicken block into this in Hunter, and it crosses up. I'm like, what? There we go. Evil Scream, baby. That's not Evil Scream. That's fucking Death Voltage. You just told me that. Oh, Sarah, that's okay. The thing about it, again, like Joe and friends do that every month. I haven't entered one in a hot minute. I'm on the bench. Oh, the chainsaw jump. I I think it's a good surprise move because again, like, it's probably not great here. It's just good to kind of change your direction in the air because a lot of the time you're just. But you don't really want to come down with it as much as you want to come down with a button you can confirm into something. Does that make sense? Yeah, you were telling us on that other stream that you were having some control problems. I do hope that's like going well for you. I'm sorry to hear. What the fuck? Am I just incapable of doing this? Hold on. Am I trying to like... Is it because I'm trying to rapid fire it? I like how you can run away with this though. That's good shit. That's the good game feel right there. You're like, you're not getting in. I'll run away all day with the chainsaw. Like, check out these inputs. Get this amazing anti-air. Like, it's probably not that amazing. I don't know. Like, it's. Why do you have a? Isn't this cancelable? Yeah, this is cancelable in Hunter too. Why am I? Miracle. Zabble. He's fun. Alright, you got like 10 minutes. Anything y'all really want to ask me before we raid over in like 10 minutes? Oh, you don't want to break the... You know, there's, I don't want to assume, Oh, appreciate you, Mordor. Thank you. Glad to see you. Hang on, I picked the wrong character. The cocaine Lele? You definitely want to be careful with that case, that's for sure. Yeah. Is Street Fighter the movie confirmed as a side event? Joe put in for it. Even if it does not make it as like one of the, you know, the 20 in the list or whatever, we're gonna do something for it. I'm of the firm belief that you'll see some Street Fighter the movie there. You forgot your question, some weird shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, if it comes back to you, just you can at me on Discord or something. I don't know. How come I don't? Huh. It's time to play tennis. Okay, when you hear the little whoosh, 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 it's like 4 of them, right? It's like... There we go. Fuck! Damn it! I know the star one dizzies. Yeah, Saturn pads are the shit. You get those clicky cherry micro switches in them. Hold up. Why are things? Your job's got the spooky school vibes. You ever play that PS2 game Obscure? Is that what you're in right now? I have played Rabbit, yeah. I kind of maybe I was gonna play fighting games today. I just didn't. Y'all bringing up Rabbit makes me want to play Rabbit, but I definitely have to raid over in 5 minutes. Rabbit rules though. Where's my... Thank you. Tenreiha. Damn it. Damn it, Beavis. I gotta get these... You can be a lot lower to the ground than this in Hunter with Lele, funnily enough, but Hunter Lele, oh, don't use this. Don't use that Dark Force. That Dark Force is pain and suffering. No, I didn't. Ooh. Stick, don't you dare start activating Dark Force on your own. Woohoo! She just gets to drive drunk, huh? don't drink and don't do nothing of the sort of what I just said. Someone opening doors down halls without anyone noticing creaky pipe in the wall noises? Wow. That sounds at once really spooky and also vampire savior like. That's kind of rad. Oh, Joe, if you're around, let me know when you go live so I can raid over. I'm just, I'm just killing time. I'm just Tenreiha-ing. Oh, you're live right now? Holy shit. Okay, let me... Alright, if that's the case, tell you what, everybody, it's time. It's time. The time has come. It's time to watch some Vampire Hunter. The good one. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Again, if you enjoyed the stream, please consider donating for the GoFundMe that is in the pinned links at the top of the chat. And if not, totally okay. No pressure whatsoever. I have from now until the end of May, basically, to get that figured out. But yeah, thanks y'all for checking out the stream. And we're going to go on over to one Joe P. Reel. Oh, I'm sorry, Curry. I mean, if you wanted to see some fighting games, we're about to go watch some real good Vampire Hunter players over on Joe P. Reel's stream. And I'll have the VOD up on YouTube like the usual. But I'll be alive again on Sunday. I'm sorry. But appreciate you checking in. Let me go ahead and do a big old raid command. And yeah, like I said, appreciate all of you that came through and watched. And I really got to fix my alerts for next time. We'll make it happen. And let's pop on over to the Joe P. Reel for the Night Hunters monthly Vampire Hunter tournament. And check it out. Thanks again for watching. Bye. Tell Joe Aaron sent you.